free weight loss?
I was eating healthy, working. Hello? Is this working? Can you hear me? Oh God. You guys, I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, I think it's working. Hi. Thank you so much for coming. Hi, Kate, Katie, Mags. Nice to see you guys. And if you're watching this later on YouTube, hey, what's up? This is my first time live streaming on YouTube. I did one stream on Twitch many years ago, and I thought it was pretty fun. So I figured, why not give it a go, but on YouTube this time, since that's where all my peeps are. And since I haven't made a YouTube video in a really long time. By the way, does the audio sound okay? Oh, look and sound great. Thanks, Mags. Okay, perfect. I'm so nervous. I'm so nervous to be live, but no, this is good. I haven't been on YouTube in like 4 months. So I thought that this might be a fun way to get back into things, check back in, get a video out on my channel. Because honestly, I've been partially just really lazy about editing, and also partially just like not motivated or inspired to make a video recently. So I kind of just decided to give myself the summer off. It's been great. It's been cool. But I realized that I kind of just left things off and haven't checked back in. And I thought it would be a good time to do that. Ooh. Frame rate is kind of lagging and freezing sometimes. Is it just me? Katie, that is a good question. Also, is it Kate's or Katie? Also, hi, Tia. I did have an issue where my frame rate or my bit rate was set to like 2000 something, and it's supposed to be set to like 13,000. So that could totally be on my end. Okay, shoot. Looks like everyone is having a lagging and freezing issue. Well, the problem is, guys, I am not totally sure how to fix that. On my end, it's saying that things are looking excellent, but also it might just take a second to catch up because it was totally set wrong when I set things up. So, oh wait, I'm getting a warning on my end too. This is going so smoothly. But you guys can hear me? Lit. Okay, let me see. Let me move. Let me move to my iPad screen so you don't have to like suffer through my camera looking laggy. And I'll see what I can do. Oh my god, hi. Brian, what's up? Okay, Katie or Kate is good. Yay. Okay, glad you guys like the setup. If I were to guess, I'm no tech whiz, but probably when I set things up with the wrong bit rate and fixed it, it may just take a while to fix itself. That's what I'm hoping. Okay, audio is perfect. That's good. That's good, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. It's set up correctly on my back end, so I guess we'll just like wait and see if it fixes itself. But I don't know. It also could totally be that like my internet's not really great. Okay, Brian says he's working on his computer, so the background sounds are good enough. That's great. Cool. Well, thank you guys so much for coming. Sorry that it's not looking very good yet. If I were to guess, it might have to do with my internet. But let's just like hop into things and see if it the technology of it all will agree with us. Hi everyone. Thanks for coming. This is so fun. I've missed interacting with everyone here. I was saying earlier, like I've just kind of been in a weird spot where I don't know, I like haven't been really inspired to make YouTube videos. And so I was like, let me just take a break. And it turned into like 4 months now that I haven't posted a video, which is like the longest break I've ever taken since starting posting here, which is totally cool. Okay, Katie, it's fixing itself. That's amazing news because I don't know how to fix it. But yeah, it's like the longest break that I've taken since starting making videos here. And I feel totally okay about it, but I did miss interacting with everyone here and thought it would be fun to catch up, do a little stream where we work on next year's calendar design, which is kind of crazy that that's already happening. But like it's September, so it's time. Oh my God, Erin, hey. Oh my God, I have real life friends here. How nice. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do today. I can't believe it's already September. Summer like flew by. First of all, I did not mean to take such a long break from making YouTube videos, but you know how summer goes. It just gets really crazy and busy, and then you blink and then it's September already. That's where I feel like I'm at. So it was probably like a month ago that I realized like, oh shoot, if I don't start making these calendar illustrations now, I will not have a calendar next year. If you don't know, I made a art history ducks calendar last year. It was really, really fun. I have it hang up behind me. Actually, let me grab it because I need to flip my calendar. I don't know how live streamers do this. There's so much to pay attention to. But this is the calendar from last year. Okay. It's real cute. This is the August design, probably the most iconic. But this is what I made last year. Art history, but make it ducks. So when I was thinking about what I wanted to do for next year, I was like, I could do a part 2 of this where I just do art history ducks again, because there's lots of famous paintings that I still could do. Oh my God, Mags, you have yours in your office? Cute. The hair is serving. Thank you. I did do my hair today. I've been in a weird spot with my hair all summer where I like hated how it looked. I think it was honestly just because it was so humid here in Chicago. It was just really poofy, but I'm committed to trying to like do my hair today. Thank you. But yeah, anyways, I was thinking about doing a part 2 where I just do famous paintings again, but make it ducks. But then I was like, you know, there's not really that many more famous paintings that are like famous enough to the point where like anyone would just like recognize it, which I think is like kind of the fun part of this calendar that I did last year. So then I was thinking, ooh, what if I did album covers, iconic album covers, but make it ducks? So that was my initial idea. And that's where we got to this one, which is the first illustration that I finished for this calendar project. But then I started looking around trying to figure out what other album covers I could do. And I kind of ran into this problem where I was like, oh, there's not that many album covers that would be easily translatable into like a funny illustration with ducks in it, if that makes sense. So basically I got the idea. Oh my God. Hi, Meg. Wow. All my friends are in here. How fun. So then I got the idea to maybe extend beyond just album covers and do like iconic music moments / musicians. So I still love this. I think I'm still going to do some more album covers, most likely. But I feel like this is like the most iconic album cover that exists. Like we all know what we're looking at here. I had so much fun making it. I also kind of experimented a little bit with like textures here. Usually, let me pull up my reference. Usually my art style is there's texture in it, but it's more like, whoop, I don't know, smooth, I guess. Like I use kind of this like splattery airbrush tool in a lot of my illustrations to give it texture. But this time I kind of went with more of like a painterly look, or at least that's what I was trying to do. I used a different brush in Procreate, so I'm different now. You know, I've evolved. Hi, Snay. Oh my gosh. My shrimp Snay. Snay, I still need a backstory on the shrimps someday. But until that day, just know that I love and appreciate the shrimp commitment. It's iconic. Anyways, yeah. That is the first illustration that we got. Beatles Abbey Road. You will notice this is a square illustration, which I think personally will make for a fun calendar, a square calendar. So I did this little mock-up this morning on what it's going to look like once it's all square and stuff. But basically, I'm going to make the calendar still have, whoa, forget that I need to move this microphone. I'm going to have the calendar still have like this design where it drops down, you know? But it's going to be square this time instead of rectangle. So it's going to be longer, a longer calendar. It might make it a little bit weirder for like writing stuff in the days, because I don't know, the days might end up being very long and tall. But I don't think that's a deal breaker for me, at least from a design perspective. And hopefully people can still write in it. We'll see. I haven't like measured things out yet. I think it's going to be a little bit bigger than last year's calendar was. So yeah, that is what the first month is looking like. I don't know if I'm actually going to use September for Beatles Abbey Road, but it seemed appropriate at the time. I think I read that it released in September, and there's something about the Beatles that feel autumnal to me. Okay, give me a sec. I'm going to hang this back up. This is the September illustration from last year. I think it's so funny. Okay, one sec. Oops. Okay. So yeah, that is the first one that we've got. And then I've been teasing this on my Instagram stories, and I thought it would be funny to do like a little reveal on here. Not that it's that big a deal, but I wanted to show you guys this next illustration first. Okay, exclusive access. So I don't know if other people think this is like the most iconic thing ever, but I personally do. When I was growing up, the Britney Spears Slave for You performance where she had the snake on her shoulders was like so iconic to me. And then Glee did a version of it, which was also iconic. So I just had to. It's so silly and goofy, but I don't know. It makes me really happy. Hopefully people get the reference. Hopefully people get it. Okay, wait, home video. Yeah, you're so right. It's going to be square like records. I think that's originally why I came up with the square idea, because album covers are squares. So it is very on brand. Ooh, I could make like the front or back cover of it look like a record. That could be really cool. This is good inspo. Okay, yeah, so this one I had a really fun time with. I've also just in general been having, okay, don't mind my crazy camera roll. I've been having a good time like referencing just like a bunch of different things in each illustration, or at least in this illustration. Like I rewatched this performance and there was just so many things to try to capture. First of all, oh, there's people in my hallway. I thought there was someone in my house. Whew. Okay. There was a live tiger in this performance. Live tiger, live snake, probably like way more animals, probably the least PETA approved performance ever, but like she served, she slayed. So the two little backup dancers, are like directly inspired by the actual backup dancers, which I thought was really funny. We got the little ducks partying in the front. This one was definitely more of a challenge than some of the other illustrations I've done for these kinds of things, because like I was saying earlier, like there wasn't one reference photo that I could follow. So it was a lot of like piecing little things together, but I think it turned out really good. And with all of these, I'm just trying to get them to a point where I'm like happy with them. And then when I go and make them into like the final calendar, I'll probably make little fixes. Like I see things that I want to fix already, but I'm trying to follow the advice of like getting things most of the way there and then leaving them, not messing with them too much. So yeah, that's what we've got so far. Camera roll selfies go crazy. I know. So embarrassing. Ooh, you like the lighting. Thanks, Nye. I kind of experimented with that, but basically all I did was I like threw on a little some layers where I have pin lights, and that took care of most of it. But I actually had it looking like this. This was gonna be the final version, and then I was like, I feel like it's not Britney enough, so I added the blonde hair, and I think that really does something to it. Okay, so that's what we have so far. And then if you've seen on my Instagram, I was sharing what I've got for the next illustration. And it's pretty silly. It's pretty silly and pretty goofy. We've got Kiss. I'm going to be so honest. I did not know a single song that Kiss made. I had to look it up. But I just know them for this look. Like, this look is so iconic. So I thought this would be a really fun one to turn into ducks. And this is what I got so far. We've got the line art going. I usually don't do this, but I did make like a full colored, I don't know what you call this. I guess it's a sketch, but like a full colored version of the sketch just to get an idea of it. Because once again, I'm referencing multiple different images from them. So I'm not like recreating the Kiss album cover or anything like that. I'm just kind of making it up in my head. So I had to think through this sketch a little bit more than what I usually do. But yeah, I think it's going to turn out really cute and cool. This one will be a little bit more goofy for sure. But yeah, that is where we're at for this project. I'm pumped that I'm actually doing it. Honestly, at some point of the summer, I was kind of like, ooh, I could see myself like getting too lazy and just not making a calendar next year. If you don't know, I used to have, well, I still have it, a full art shop with like prints and stickers, and I was making monthly prints and stickers on Patreon. And my shop has been closed since last January. And it's September. Didn't mean for that to go on that long, but I digress. And yeah, I also took a pause on making prints and stickers for Patreon because I just got to the point where I was like, ooh, I'm not really enjoying this, / I'm kind of getting down to the wire every month, trying to come up with 2 things that I can send out to everyone. So this is the first big project I've been taking on in a long time. Basically, since a large commission that I finished this year, which actually I could show you guys that because I never really showed it in my YouTube videos. But this is what it looked like. It was 2 of these panel illustrations, and it took me so long to make. It's 64 illustrations total. And what ended up happening is my iPad at the time could not export this big of an illustration. And so I had to redo 2 illustrations that look like this. I had to split it up into 4 illustrations so that my iPad could export it. So this project took me significantly longer than I wanted it to. And I think after I finished it, I kind of was like, ooh, I need to take a break. So I did that. Took a little break from drawing. As you can probably tell from my iPad, whatever, I've just kind of been messing around here and there, but I haven't really been finishing illustrations at all. Yeah, let me show you what the other panel looked like. So yeah, I ended up getting these printed on canvas and it looks really, really cool. But yeah, it was kind of a terrible process to actually finish it. But yeah, I think it was good for me, honestly, to take a little break from drawing. You know, sometimes you just need a little break. And I feel like I'm a huge proponent. I always preach you should take a break from things when they're not fun. But sometimes I don't listen to my own advice. Or sometimes it's really hard to listen to my own advice. And I forget that I even had that advice. So I've kind of been feeling a little bit down about not drawing, but I have been having a lot of fun with other stuff this summer. I've been dancing a lot just for fun now. I no longer have a dance job. It's just for fun. That's been great. And then just like doing normal summer things, you know? But oh shoot, it looks like my bit rate is down again. I'm so sorry if the video quality is not really great, but hopefully it won't be too big of a deal since today we're gonna be mostly working on my iPad. So hopefully it doesn't look too bad. But how have you all been? I miss interacting with you guys a lot. I sometimes will like come back to my YouTube comments and lately they're all just like, where are you? Are you okay? So officially, my official statement is I am okay. I've just been taking a break. But I hope you all have been good this summer. Have you done anything fun? Any fun summer activities? Have any fun summer travels? Like what's been going on? I went to San Diego. That was my big travel this summer. I went there for a dance competition and it was so fun. Love traveling with my dance friends. Okay. Okay, Mags is saying that the audio is still good. Video quality is good. It's just freezing a little bit. Yeah, I think honestly that's my internet connection. So if I stream again, I will need to figure out how to plug my internet in. Hardwire that. Tia recently got back into drawing. I went to Anime NYC. Ooh, is that like a convention? I'm guessing. Sounds fun. Also, New York. I want to go to New York. New York is so fun. I haven't been there in years. Sorry, gotta do a little reapplication. Okay. While I continue yapping, I'm also gonna get to drawing because that is what we are here to do. My goal is to maybe finish the line art, but we'll see. Also, one sec. Does anyone else have this iPad case? I just got it like a week ago or 2 weeks ago. Still getting used to it. It folds in a bunch of different ways, but I'm gonna try to get it all set up here. Oh my god, Max was there too. 2 people in this chat were at Anime NYC. That's so cool. Okay. I recently, not really recently, but in the last like year or two have dabbled into the anime world. And man, that stuff is so fun. What's your favorite anime? My favorite anime is Spy Family because I think it's cute. Okay. Let's start. So, oh, off to a good start. Okay. So basically my process with this is that I'm gonna do a first pass at the line art And then I'm probably going to jump straight into colors, and then we'll like go back and forth and adjust things. Okay. You know what? I just am also realizing when I am drawing, it's just going to be me babbling and checking chat every once in a while. So I'll have to try to multitask. It would be cool if there was a thing that would like read chat out loud in my ears. Okay, I am currently drawing this guy. I don't know his name. I don't know any of these guys' names. I don't know any of their music besides I Want to Rock and Roll All Night. But I appreciate their makeup artistry for sure. Freerin! Oh my gosh, Kay. I agree. Actually, that might be my actual answer. I don't know, that's hard. So far, I've only watched Spy Family, Freerin, and then I watch a little bit of like whatever Mig is watching. So, Demon Hunters. There's one about volleyball that he likes, so I watched that. Mags. I love Spy Family. My fave right now is Apothecary Diaries. Wait, I think I've seen that on my Crunchyroll. Is it good? JJK. Okay, that's another one I've watched via Mig. JJK. I don't remember which one that is. I know Demon Slayer is the one where the boy is trying to save his sister, who is demon. But I don't remember what JJK is. My favorite kid-like show is Crayon Shin-chan. I've never heard of that. And Sailor Moon. Okay, I wanted to watch Sailor Moon because of the aesthetics, but Meg doesn't think I would like it. So, I don't know. Oh, Tia, you need to watch Spy Family. It's so good. I will say, sometimes Anya is really a lot. Like, she's a little child. But she's so cute. She's so cute. She can get a little annoying, but I would say definitely watch that. It's really, really good. And they have like enough of it out where I feel like it's worth it to watch it now. I think the new season of Spy Family is coming out this fall or winter. And then Freerin, I think we have to wait like a whole year for more Freerin. Okay, Apothecary Diaries. What is that? I think I've seen it on my Crunchyroll, but is it a witch? That's what I'm guessing. I'm going to be so slow working on this today, but it's okay because I want to chat. I think chatting will be fun. Okay. Delicious in Dungeon. I've never heard of that. Madoka Magic. Okay. Wait, Haiku is the volleyball one. Yes. Yes, that's the one that I've watched through Meg. I've also watched Blue Lock because Meg was watching that. And that is good. That's like the soccer one. Oh, also big life update. I've gotten into watching soccer. So I'm a sports girl now. I like watching Premier League soccer. My favorite team is Chelsea. And that, wait. Oh no. He has this little connector between his little stars, and I didn't have that. Hold on. I must fix. Boop. Boop. That looks weird. Okay, sorry, I got really distracted there. Snay. I use a very eclectic mix of brushes. I edited this brush called Let It Bleed. I feel like it's yes. It's actually from a free pack, the True Grit Sampler Pack. They have these Monomania markers, and this is the original version called Let It Bleed, and I've adjusted it a little bit to be like my perfect, ooh, that's too big, my perfect liner brush, but it has a really nice like felt look to it. If you can see like the texture, it's really nice. So yeah, I use like a customized version of that. That's what I'm using right now. I need to organize my brushes real bad. Real bad. Okay, Apothecary Diaries is set in an ancient empire, and the main character, Mau Mau, is solving all these mysteries having to do with poisons and medicine and stuff. Oh, and it's really funny. Okay, I love funny. I love the funny ones. Okay, Tia's saying Sailor Moon, the manga version, is like all-time favorite piece of media. Whoa, that's high praise. See, maybe I should just get into Sailor Moon now. I feel like since it's older, I've been like, oh, that train has passed, that ship has sailed. My time to get on that train is past, but that's not true. I can watch whatever I want whenever I want. Also, are we vibing with the music? I've got Stardew Valley music pulled up. I think this is dungeon music. Oh wait, I think I messed up my brush. There we go. Dude, in terms of gaming, I have been in an Animal Crossing renaissance. Has anyone else been jumping on that train this summer? I've been, well, I reset my island when I moved apartments because I was like, ooh, let me get a new island while I have a new apartment. So I did that, and then I kind of stopped playing again. I don't know, with Animal Crossing, I just can get like uninvested suddenly. Like one day I just wake up and I'm like, I just like don't really care about my silly little island. But Liz the Lass has started playing it again. She's a streamer and a YouTuber, and that has kind of reinvigorated my desire to play Animal Crossing again. So I've been having a lot of fun with that. Because I was kind of in a gaming rut this summer. Not gonna lie. Max, you reset too? And then forgot about it? And you're literally back on it this week? Wait, that's so funny. It really do be like that with Animal Crossing. Because I feel like it's just one of those games where you have to be self-motivated, which can be really, really fun when you're in it. And when you're like, ooh, I need to get my island to 3 stars, or like, ooh, I want to decorate this kind of way. But then it can be really easy to like get uninvested, I feel like. Or like to just like, I don't feel like it. Do you have like a theme on your island? Anything like that? Or are you just vibing? The early game is so fun. Just to like catch bugs and stuff. Okay. These guys had such fun costumes. I'm so excited to draw all of these. Actually, I need to pull up. I have like 4 different reference photos for these. I need to pull up this one. Which I can't even tell if this is the real band. I'm assuming it is because like this would be really good cosplay. I don't know why though. They look a little different here. But this is the shoulder pad I'm drawing. It's themed around Ketchup the Villager, and you have all birds and 1 cat. Oh my god, wait, Mags, I love that. That's so funny. I think I had Ketchup. She's a duck, right? She's like a little duck villager that's red, that looks like a tomato. I have no ducks on my island right now, so that's a big bummer. That's a big problem. Actually, love the idea to do a full bird island. I might do that. Tia, you don't have a Nintendo Switch? That's okay. Honestly, if you wait... Well, actually, no. Maybe even now. Since the Nintendo Switch 2 is out, it might be, like, easier to get the original Switch for cheaper if you want one. But also, I feel like a lot of people have different things that they like to game on. his face look weird? This is so dumb, but like in the best way. Mag, she's your fave. That's a great fave. She's a peppy, right? A peppy villager. I don't know what who my favorite Animal Crossing villager is. I have an affinity for Pom Pom, who's a duck. I think she has like little orange pixie cut, and she's a peppy, and she's really funny. The only game you play is Cookie Run. Is that like that sounds like a, what's that one game? Subway Surfer, but cookies. That's what I'm imagining. For a while, I was trying to play Stardew Valley on my phone because I was like, ooh, that could be really lit to have my Stardew Valley farm like on me at all times. I just couldn't get into the controls though, but that is a great game if you're a mobile gamer. And I've also heard that Hello Kitty Island Adventure is really fun on the phone. I gotta get his bangs right. I might come back to his face. Something's weird about it, but me saying I'm gonna move on and then not. Literally doing exactly what I said I would not do. Okay. Hilarious. Yeah, she's like a singer. You saw her and Anchovy singing together the other day, and I think they're dating. Wait, I love that. Who's Anchovy? How are they still making new Animal Crossing villagers? I've never heard of Anchovy in my life. Anchovy. Wait, he's awesome. He's cute. I like his little haircut, and I like his little sweater. A lazy villager. Okay, I love the lazies in Animal Crossing. They're so cute. They're so cute. It's a gacha game with cookies. Oh, you had to switch to desktop because it always set your phone on fire because it took too much power. Yeah, I was running into that when I was trying to mobile game too. I also have an iPhone 11 at this point, which is apparently like old by today's standards. So anytime I try to like do too much with my phone, it's burning. And also I've run into an issue with apps where they're like, oh, you need this iOS to run this app. And then I like can't get that iOS because my phone is so old. So then I just like can't use some apps now. Like what? I got my phone in like, I don't know, 2019 maybe? 2020? I don't know how old a iPhone 11 is, but that's lame. I should be able to keep it for as long as it works. But Apple gonna Apple, you know? Okay, I don't like totally know how I'm gonna make this shoulder pad make sense anatomically on a duck. I'm kind of making these ducks a little bit more like humanoid, which is like gross to say, but yeah, a lot of times I draw ducks like, I don't know, the Abbey Road one. I feel like these ducks are like very anatomically ducks, except for the legs, I guess. These ones are a little different. Tia, you're on a 13, so they'll probably start doing that to your model. Yeah, they probably will. You probably have like another 6 months on that thing before they start making it not work on purpose. What is that called? Engineered failure or something like that. I feel like I'm making that up for sure, but there's a word for it. Where they like design phones to break so that you buy a new one. because capitalism. Okay, I think that looks all right. So also another thing with this whole project, I kind of started it all like a couple of weeks ago, which basically means that from now until November, I have to finish a drawing a week, essentially. So that's gonna be a fun little challenge. We'll see how that goes. Going from like not really drawing much at all to finishing one a week is gonna be a little tough. But I want to finish all the illustrations by like late November. That way I have time to like format it into a calendar, set everything up for people to actually be able to buy it and stuff. And I also probably need to open my shop up too in that time. So from now until the end of the year, I kind of got to get back into girl boss mode if I want to get all these things done. Another thing I need to remember is that with the way that this is going to get printed, there's going to be like 0.25 inches worth of cutoff on the edges. So I'm not going to see the very edges of this illustration. Oh shoot, we got the Christmas music from Stardew. Christmas in September, am I right? Ayo. I hate drawing things like instruments. There's so much work. But actually, I've been experiencing a phenomenon that I think a lot of artists are familiar with. I feel like I'm way better at drawing now that I took a long break from it. Watch me say that and then like suck. But I just feel like I'm able to like go a little faster. And just like draw what I'm seeing a little bit easier. I don't know if it's like all in my head or what. But like this so far has been going pretty smooth. Okay. So now I gotta draw this guy's guitar. And I think his little wing is gonna be holding it. Like that. Boom. Okay. That looks like a wing. His wing, this guy's wing looks so small now. I might have to fix that, but I'll fix it later. I'm gonna just try to like get a first draft of this all done today, and then I don't know, sometimes I like to leave my pieces for a bit and then come back to them, and then I can see what's wrong with them a little bit easier. Wow. This would be so much easier if I like knew how guitars work. Okay, how many strings? 6 strings. I'm not gonna be able to draw 6 strings. What if I only do 3? Will it still look like a guitar? Let's find out. Oh no, my music. What happened? Oh, this is the grandpa theme. I stole Mig's YouTube Premium so we could listen to ad-free music. So shout out Mig. Thanks. Tia, I think long breaks help with changing perspective on how you draw and help deepening or changing style. Bars. I agree. I feel like I like came back to it and I was like, oh, you know what? Like my drawings don't suck. I'm not bad at this. And that definitely helps. Okay. Boom. That looks like enough strings. I believe that's a guitar. Okay. But yeah, I feel like also from taking a break, I was able to kind of come back and be like, ooh, I want to work on these things in my drawings, you know? Whereas before I was kind of just like doing the same old, same old. I really struggle with like experimenting usually and like doing things in a different process. But I feel like leaving and coming back to it kind of helped me. And honestly, I'm kind of hoping the same thing happens eventually someday, maybe with YouTube videos. I've tried filming like 2 videos now since taking this little break. And I just like have not loved how the footage has come out. And I also think I just like didn't really have like a solid plan for what I even like wanted to make or the reasoning behind it. Because originally with my YouTube channel, like I was like, ooh, I'm gonna become a full-time artist, vlogger, and that's what my channel is gonna be about. And once I realized like, ooh, maybe that's not the path for me, I kind of was like, well, then what am I doing with this channel? So I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna like do with it, but I do have that intention to like maybe someday come back to making videos. Katie Chicken. Okay. Wait. Not Katie Chicken. Why did I read it like that? Katie Checkin. I'm so sorry. Thank you for saying that. That's so sweet. Oh, Snay. Just curious, but do you have that paper texture screen protector on your iPad? I go back and forth between having a screen protector and not. Also, if you're just popping in, I'm so sorry about the lag issues. I just don't have my internet set up properly for this, so that's totally my bad, but hopefully the audio remains good for you. But I go back and forth between having a screen protector. My problem with the screen protectors, I really like how they feel, and I like what they do in terms of like the textural experience of drawing, you know? However, I push kind of hard with my Apple Pencil, and the screen protectors, if they're too textured, they can kind of act like sandpaper on the iPad pencil. And then your iPad pencil becomes really sharp, and then it starts scratching up the screen even worse. So that's kind of the reason why I end up taking it off a lot. But honestly, I don't have one on here right now because I got a new iPad and I never got a screen protector for it. That was like a really big girl purchase for me. Like I was mentioning earlier, I had an issue with like a large commission not being able to export because my iPad was just too small and not powerful enough. So I finally, after that experience where it caused me to have to like redraw an entire huge commission, I was like, okay, it's time to upgrade. So I got an iPad Pro this time. But yeah, I just got a case for it, and I don't have a screen protector yet. This song bangs. I miss Stardew Valley. That's a game that I like always keep coming back to every once in a while. Okay. I'm not gonna like think too hard about the exact pose of these ducks, because if I think too hard about it, like I think it's just not gonna make sense. I don't have a reference photo of ducks posing like this, so we're just gonna have to we're gonna just have to make it work. Why does this look weird? It's kind of funny. I feel like I never show my drawing process. So now you guys get to see how much I like undo and redo stuff. It's pretty ridiculous, actually. I actually wonder how long those other illustrations took me. Should I check? Okay, Britney Spears. How long did this take? Oh, how do I do this? Canvas information. Statistics. Ooh, 6 hours, 45 minutes. That's not that bad. Like 7 hours? Okay. That's not too bad. How about Abbey Road? Ooh. Dang. Almost 11 hours on this one. I guess I can't be that surprised. This was like a lot of detail for me. I like avoid backgrounds like this at all costs, so that's why. Oh, this song is so good. Wait, Katie, your last name was Chicken 2 generations ago. You're a badass great grandma changed it to Checkin' to cut ties with her husband. Heck yeah, Grandma Checkin'. That's iconic. Oh my gosh. Tia. Oh wait, I read your message as if you ordered an iPad during Christmas of 2019 and it still hadn't arrived yet. Okay, that makes no sense. We're in the year 2025. That's not possible. Yeah, my iPad was also from 2020 and it was holding on to dear life. Honestly, I would have kept using it. It was just too like small in terms of like processing power and stuff. So that's why ultimately I decided to upgrade. But yeah, it's crazy how quickly technology just kind of like goes bad. Like it only lasts a little bit until you have to upgrade, which is stinky. Oh no, I don't know how to draw guitar. Okay, I'm gonna try to speed run this guitar. Let's go. Let's freaking go. Okay. Oh, another thing I wanted to ask you guys about. Do you have iconic musicians, albums that you feel are iconic enough that I should draw them as ducks? I'm open to requests. I only have ideas for like 9 of the months, I think. So let me know. My ideas include Beyonce Single Ladies, like the music video. Prince Purple Rain, Michael Jackson Thriller. What else? Madonna. I need to do Lady Gaga. I don't know what Lady Gaga to do because there's so much Lady Gaga out there. Whenever I looked up like iconic musician stuff, they kept serving me like Lady Gaga in a meat dress. And I was like, no, I'm not doing a duck in a meat dress. That's not the vibe. Anything besides the meat dress, though, I would be open to. Do do. Okay, does that look guitarish? I think so. I think that no one's gonna be staring directly at this guy's guitar. Let's see. We go like that. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. Good enough for now. Bum, 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 bum. Dylan, SZA's SOS cover. That crossed my mind when I was thinking I was just going to do album covers, but you're so right. That would be a good like modern reference. Tia, for me and me only, Carly Rae Jepsen's Loveliest Time. I just drew my own version because the cover is iconic. Oh my gosh, fun. I'm guessing you just like drew actually Carly Rae Jepsen. Like the human. I bet that turned out good. That's is that her gold album cover? I think it's all gold and stuff. Pink Floyd. Yeah, I did also pull some Pink Floyd album covers. Tyler the Creator, Adele's 21. Ooh, those are both really good ideas. Adele could be really fun, like especially when she had like the really big hair and eyeliner. That could be funny. Wait, Mags, you're so right. I should have at least one K-pop reference. That would go crazy. But who would I do and what would I do? Like there's so much. Lady Marmalade from Moulin Rouge. Lord Melodrama. Lord would be a fun modern reference too. Ooh. That gives me a lot to think about. But think about Adele with like her big hair. And she was always like, oh, but it's a duck. Could be good. Twice. Oh my gosh. I have been sleeping on Twice. I'm a very casual K-pop appreciator, but I saw K-pop Demon Hunters and Strategy by Twice, which is a song I did not really notice when it came out, is now like always stuck in my head. I learned the dance. Okay, I don't actually know it, but the Cat's Eye Gap ad. Oh my God. Katie, you're so right. Wait. That could be really fun. They're all like this and like this. That could be really, really fun. Will Gap sue me? Okay, Twice is a really good idea. But anyways, back on my K-pop Demon Hunters. I have been sleeping on Twice. And like maybe like 2 years ago, listened to their stuff. And then I just kind of forgot about them. And now I've like rediscovered them. I have this whole like K-pop bops playlist on Spotify with like all of my favorite K-pop songs. That has been on repeat the past few weeks. My neighbor is banging on the wall or something. My next door neighbor, I try to not be like a complainy, problematic neighbor in an apartment building because that's so annoying, but my next door neighbor for about like 10 minutes a day bangs really, really hard on something in his kitchen, which is like right next to the room that I work in all day. And I've gotten to the point, there's been some days where I've gotten really upset at it. But now I'm more at the point where I'm like, what are you doing? What food preparation requires like a hammer? I don't know what he's doing, but like without fail, once a day, he is hammering something in order to prepare food. My only thought is like mortar and pestle, like he's making a fresh spice blend every day. This beak is looking whack. But it's like so loud. You know, like the little like mortar and pestle, like the bowl that you make like guacamole and stuff in. Yes, K-pop demon hunters. Yeah, I'm not trying to get a Gap lawsuit, but I think that could be really funny. And I feel like with all of this stuff, like sometimes I do think like, ooh, am I like low-key stealing stuff by recreating it with ducks? But then I'm like, no, this is like unrecognizable. Like, it's not like I'm trying to like rip off Kiss right now by stealing their look onto ducks, you know? Like, it's just so different. But like last year with the calendar, when I was like redrawing all these iconic paintings, I was like, oh, am I stealing? Is this art theft? But no, I don't think it is. New Jeans, the Powder Puff album cover. Wait, you're so right, Dylan. That one is really iconic. And I love that EP. I'm super shy. I wish we could like listen to real music on here, but I think that YouTube would hate that real bad. I don't want to get copyright claimed. But I will say, this Stardew Valley soundtrack goes crazy. The fact that one guy made this whole thing like in his basement or whatever, that's wild. Wait, do we kind of like that? Having like one eyeball like 3D? No, it's like too much. Tia, legally no, because they are all public domain. You're so right. For like those old paintings, yeah, they're all like, what is the rule with that? Is it like once the artist dies, it goes into public domain? There's some rule with that with art where like after some certain amount of time, anyone could like recreate it. That's why like people will just like sell a tote bag with like the Mona Lisa on it and like no one can really do anything about it because it's public domain, right? That's how that works. I guess it's a little different with like musicians, especially like current day musicians, because like this is like their brand. And now with music, like, well, I guess like kind of for a long time, like branding has so much to do with like a musician's success, their vibe, their look. I mean, clearly look at these guys. They weren't just doing this. I mean, I'm sure they were doing this because they had a lot of fun with it, hopefully, with their look, but this was part of their brand and helped them sell records. And now I feel like it's even more so today. Like branding is so important for musicians and I guess artists in general. I was watching a Gabby Bell video, if anyone watches her. She makes a lot of like music commentary videos, and I was watching one of her videos yesterday where she was talking about I think the title of the video is like the death of like music. Oh gosh, what was it called? The death of music criticism online or something like that. Basically like people get real up in arms about like aesthetic choices, and sometimes like people just like don't like things and they get real like defensive about it, and then they like dunk on the musician. Like how everyone was up in arms about Sabrina Carpenter's album cover. Just the social commentary of it all, you know? It's very interesting though. Like all of those choices that like Sabrina, for example, is making, they're all like aesthetic choices to build a brand, to build a reputation, to make people feel some sort of way when they listen to her music. Oh, Tio is thinking 75 years after an artist dies. Katie, genie in a bottle. A Christina Aguilera could be really, really funny. That's a good idea. Or maybe, okay, we're thinking 100 years after an artist dies, their stuff goes into public domain. Interesting. Interesting. I love their little like shaggy permed mullety hair. Can you guys hear that? Can you hear neighbor? I don't really know what to do about this situation because based on context clues, I think the guy is just making lunch. But also, should it be that loud? Okay, you can't hear it. Good. Good. I'm just being dramatic then. One time I did get really like heated about it and I like went and banged back on the walls. But like I literally don't think I like could physically make the noise even by hitting the wall. Like he did not seem to notice. Also, that's petty. I shouldn't have done that, but it's annoying like every single day. And this is the room that I work in. I work my job, my big girl job in. So it's a little distracting. Oh my gosh, he's so loud. I'm glad you guys can't hear it though. I'm so sorry about the video quality. But like, I shouldn't be surprised. This is my first time trying to do this. And I watched like a couple of videos trying to figure out like how to do the stream settings right. I shouldn't be surprised that it like didn't go completely smoothly. Sometimes that's just how it be. But at least the audio is okay. I feel like that's most important. When I'm watching stuff, half the time I'm just listening to stuff. But if anyone has advice on what to do when like you have a noisy neighbor, but it's not like super serious, open to suggestions. Sometimes I think about like going over and just like knocking on his door and being like, hey, I don't know like what you do every day, but it's like kind of really loud. But then I'm like, what is that gonna do besides like open a can of worms and start a conflict with my neighbor? Like, I'm not really interested in that. Sometimes I just like look at what I'm doing. I'm like, this is goofy. But that's the point. They look iconic. I'm like really, really excited to see this whole thing like come together, which is a great feeling. Honestly, I always need to get to the point where I like have finished illustrations before I can like really get excited about an idea. And after listening to all your suggestions too about like other things I could do for this theme, I'm getting excited. This is embarrassing. I can't make this line. Okay, good enough. Okay, but back to K-pop Demon Hunters. What did you guys think about that? Did you guys watch that? And did you like it? I personally really liked the movie. I thought it was cute and fun. But after watching it, Meg and I were talking about it, and he was like, there was kind of like some backstory that like felt missing. And I was like, you know what? You're right. There were some characters that were kind of like left unexplained. And apparently the movie was supposed to be like 3 hours long, and then they cut it to like an hour 20 because that's what Netflix wanted. So they cut a bunch of scenes that would have explained a bunch of stuffs. So we got like half the movie. But the soundtrack, the concept, the animation style slaps. I love it. I've heard from some people that they found the animation style a little creepy, which I thought was interesting. I saw something about like the frame rate that they used on certain scenes. Like they would go from kind of like a smoother look for a lot of the scenes to like a little bit of a slower frame rate on some of the scenes with the demons to make them look non-human. So maybe that's what people were referring to, kind of like the different frame rates that were like intentionally there to make it look creepy, successfully made it look creepy. But I thought it looked amazing. I really liked the art style. And my favorite character, I actually don't remember their names. What a flop. My favorite character is the one with the long pink hair. I think she's fun. And Audrey Nuna does the vocals for the songs for her. And I love Audrey Nuna. So I think that's really, really cool that they got her on that movie. So good. Loved it. The music though. Yeah, the music was so good. Wait, it was made by Sony? I didn't know that. Sony does amazing animation then. Tia, I love the animation. Everything else ... I think that's a valid critique. Lupita, I kept refreshing my YouTube to see this live and it never came up. Yeah, honestly, I feel like I maybe messed up the settings or something. You know what? Oh my god, I'm so dumb. This stream is set to unlisted. So literally the only people that are here right now got in via my link on Instagram. I think that's how that's working. Oh my god. You can only laugh in moments like this. Let me refresh. Let me see if I made it public. What a freaking flop. I did not mean to do that. Okay, the stream is public now. Thank you for saying something, Lupita, because I would not have figured that out. Okay, you love the movie. Yeah, I loved it too. Oh, Tia, sorry, I thought the unlist was intentional. Honestly, it was kind of nice because it was only people that really wanted to be here that are here. Oh, Jada Poo, you got in through a YouTube notification link. Okay, good. So probably like people that are subscribed got a little notification. Okay, that's good. Phew. I thought I majorly messed up. Wouldn't be the first time. Okay. Personally, this is what Tia says. Personally, I thought it was just okay. Story needed to get another pass because it felt anticlimactic and underwhelming, and the music itself was, I don't know what that zipper emoji means. No, I think that's really valid because yeah, the story, I think it makes sense if that is true, that it was originally supposed to be like 3 hours long and then they cut it. That would make a lot of sense because there were certain things, like there's a scene with her mom, and like her mom is kind of like it's unexplained to the viewer, but like her mom is just like in a kind of like mysterious, eerie looking forest by this like tree, and that's like where her mom is. And but like it's never explained to us like where her mom is or why her mom's not a part of her life anymore, right? Unless I like fell asleep and just didn't pay attention to the movie. But I was pretty locked in. I was really trying to pay attention, and I don't think that was ever explained to us. Hashtag exclusive, not a flop. Yeah. Not a flop, just exclusive. You rang my bell. Okay, heck yeah. I'm glad some of the notifications worked. I'm silly sometimes. Okay, I gotta figure out what guitar I want to reference for this guy. For Star Guy. We got Star Guy, cat face, scary face, silver star guy, star glasses. That's their names. Okay, so I could do this guitar, which is pretty cool. It's like shattered mirror looking. Maybe I do want to reference this, but let me look and see if I've got a different one. I used to never use the references inside of Procreate. Okay, I actually don't think I have another photo where he's holding a guitar. Let me check. What is he holding there? This looks like, oh, air fryer. That's not a guitar. Is that an instrument? Am I like super silly for not knowing what this is? Okay, I guess I'm gonna go back to that other picture. Okay, guitar round 2. Or I think maybe this is like a bass, right? They probably don't have 2 guitarists. Is this a bass? I don't know. I don't know anything. I'm just drawing it. How many people in here are like drawers? Like do little illustrations and stuff? Or like what do you guys do for fun? I would love to hear. I always think it's really interesting, like all the different hobbies that people that watch my videos have. So many creative people, which I guess makes sense, but it's cool to hear all the different things that people do. Bing, bing, bing. I'm gonna get so good at drawing guitars. Just you wait. Ding, ding. Yeah, I'm gonna speed run through this. We'll see. After stream, I might like look at some of this stuff and be like, whoa, I gotta fix it. But I feel like this is a good way to get like the first pass of this line art done. Is just go. Don't think, just do. Bum, bum, bum. So we got our little screws, and then we got a bunch of little wires, and they come all the way down. They go like that, and then boom. Strings. There's strings on a guitar, not wires. Oh my gosh. I'm not musical. Can you tell? Drawer, but not a musicer. Tia, you have a degree in art? That's really slay. Katie, you're an astrologer. I almost couldn't say that word. Whoa. That's cool. I feel like that's like the intersection of like art and science in a way. Or am I totally off? Is it just like full science? Ooh, Julia, you mainly sculpt with polymer clay. I applaud you. I applaud all polymer clay artists because I tried that stuff one time. I could not figure out how to handle like dust or like anything like that. Oh my gosh, like polymer clay just wants to be dusty and dirty and full of any particles that have ever been in your space. I don't know how people like finish clean polymer clay pieces. That's so impressive to me. What kind of stuff do you make? Like little figurines? Katie, you can read my chart anytime. Whoa. That's fun. I love getting my chart read. I love when like my friends are like, oh, I know stuff about this, which that's probably a lot different than getting like an actual person who like knows what they're talking about to do it. I always find it so interesting though. I know I am an Aquarius, Sun, February, Aquarius. I am a Gemini moon and like a Sag rising or something like that. And I don't know if I just have like if I'm just toxic, but like I feel like I always agree with what they say about me. I'm like, ooh, they're reading me. They know whenever someone like reads my chart and tells me what it means about me, I always agree with it. But I don't know if I'm just like one of those people that can apply anything to myself, you know? Katie, okay. Yes, it is like a measured art form. That's a good way to put it. A measured art form. Like there's a little bit of a structure behind it, but it's an art form. Is that a fun top 3? Okay. I feel like it is fun. I like my eclectic mix. I think Aquariuses are fun. Julia, ooh, you make keychains, phone charms, and bag charms. Wait, that's so cute. I also feel like charms are just like really having their moment. Like the Labubu of it all is really shining right now in pop culture. So I bet your stuff like pops off. Do you do like markets and stuff? Oh my god, Katie, you'll do it for free? Okay, maybe I'll have to reach out because that would be really, really fun. Maybe message me on Instagram or something, so I don't lose track. Okay, Julia, you agree though, keeping the clay clean is the hardest part. Yes, like I made like a little incense holder. It was really cute, but keeping it clean in especially my old apartment, which was like dusty, was like near impossible. It was really frustrating actually. Like I can get really frustrated when trying new things. That's like something I need to work on, but I remember getting like really frustrated, which is kind of funny because like I ended up making like a whole video about it and acting like I was like all chill and stuff, but no, I was suffering. I was suffering and I was like, oh, I'm probably never gonna do this again. But never say never. Now I have an apartment that's a little bit cleaner in terms of dust, so it could be fun to try. And I think I still have all that stuff. I need to go through all of my craft supplies because I have so many like different crafts that I've tried throughout the years, and I'm like, I don't know if I should really keep all of this because realistically, like most of my creative time gets eaten up with dance and drawing. Like I draw on my iPad. Like I don't need like 800 crayons, but I love having art supplies, so I need to go through all of them. Ooh, you just started markets, Julia. That's fun. Erin, you're an Aquarius? I knew there was a reason why I liked ya. I find myself friends with a lot of Aquariuses. And like I love like finding out from my friends what they are, and I always can like do some sort of mental math to be like, this is why we're compatible friends. Like if my friends are like a Leo or something, I'm like, ooh, that's like kind of opposite of my sign, so that must be why we vibe. Do I have any hobbies that aren't creative? That's a good question. I like going on walks a lot. That's been a big thing for me. Birding. I love looking at birds and logging the birds that I look at. I think it's so fun. And I don't think that is creative, but it does like fill up my creative cup. That's like a really good question though, Julia. Like I feel like I'm always like, ooh, I need more creative hobbies, but sometimes it's good to have ones that are like purely hobbies and don't have any sort of like output from them. My friend Jess was recently like on a mission to find like a true relaxing hobby that she couldn't like girl boss into something more serious, which I relate to a lot. Like I think with creative hobbies it's really easy to like be like, okay, now I should sell this stuff, which can be super fun, but also like you don't always need to do that with your hobbies. Sometimes it's good to just have like a hobby. It's just for fun. And as weird as it sounds, I feel like sometimes dance to me is not really a creative hobby. Because it's like more like executing someone else's creative vision, which can still be creative in a way, but it feels less like it takes up less brain power in a way. Okay, Katie, yay. I'll check that out after stream. Wait, Julia, you're so right. Birding is like a Pokédex, but it's just like real life birds. Yeah, I have this app called Merlin Bird ID. It's from the Cornell lab. It's pretty cool. And this is my life list. My life list of birds. You probably won't be able to read it, but it gives you a sense of that's like so lame. That's not that many birds. I really only got into using this app from March until May of this year. And then I took a little break because I got to the point where I felt like I'd found most of the common birds in Chicago. And now I'm like kind of like, oh, I would need to go search for birds in order to continue to expand upon my Pokédex. But that could be a really fun thing to like be more intentional about. Because it also causes you to have to like unplug, go out into nature, listen, look, you know, it's a very mindful, chill hobby. So maybe it would be fun to like really try to keep finding new birds. I have a lot of coworkers that are birders, and it's fun to talk to them about their birds. I have one coworker that's like really, really into birds. I think she has a pet bird too, which I don't think I could ever do that. They live so long, don't they? Katie, my hobby is saunas. That's an amazing hobby. I love a sauna. Except the last time I went into a sauna, this is going to sound like a crazy sentence, I had a baseball hat on. Don't recommend that. I don't recommend that. I was at a place, I don't know how to describe it. It's technically like a hot springs place in like Escondido or something in California. But it was basically like a water park for adults. And I was wearing a baseball hat, like walking around the place because it was like pools and stuff, but I wanted to like protect myself from the sun. And then I walked into a sauna and like didn't take my hat off. And then within like 30 seconds, I had to leave because I was like too hot. Because I think it's important for like, you know, heat to escape your head or something. I don't know. I got really overstimulated and I had to leave. Dylan, you only feel like you see robins around you. Robins, yeah, I could see that. They're kind of like more on the aggressive side of birds too, so they probably make themselves known. They can be kind of loud. A few sparrows, yeah. Chicago has a lot of like house sparrows, like the little tiny sparrows. We have white crowned sparrows. We've got a lot. But yeah, it's been really fun to do that in Chicago, especially because it'll be like really random. Like I would be like going on a walk, and I used to live in a place that like had a little bit more park area, so it was more common, but I would just like be walking around in the park, and then all of a sudden I would see a bunch of other birders with like their cameras out, their binoculars out, and then it would like turn into this whole thing where I would be like in this group of birders observing whatever is going on up in the trees. I need to drink my coffee. My iced coffee is all melted. Lupita, I'm a sucker for workbooks like crosswords, word search, find the difference. Oh my gosh, wait. I need to put you all on. Okay, wait, we're gonna take a break from this drawing. I feel like I've made decent progress so far. Hang on. How do I do this? Okay, wait, I need to show you guys this. Okay, if you are at all into like physical media and like if you were ever into magazines, may I present to you my favorite magazine discovery. I was just like randomly in a Barnes and Nobles and I found this. Well, it was a different edition of this, but it's called Daphne's Diary. And the best way I can describe it is like a British lady sharing her diary and her drawings and writing little fun articles about like whatever she wants. What do they say? Creative inspiration, vintage, mindfulness, recipes, stickers, poster. I love that. The aesthetic is very cottagecore, which is not really my vibe, but this is like the most fun thing I've discovered in a really long time. So basically, let me show you like some examples. They do like little articles about like cute little things, like I don't know what they're talking about here. I think it was like different ways you can use fruit to make like wreaths and table displays and stuff, which is hilarious. Like this is a wreath with lemons, limes, and shallots. Like, okay, work. But then what really got me about these magazines is they have paper crafts. Sorry, it's a little bit blown out. Let me point it this way. So this is like one example. You can cut it out and you can make this little wheel where you can tell the month and the day of the week. And they include the little cutouts in the magazine, which I think is so cool. And it's like high quality paper. They've got like some spreads in here with like really thick paper. So that's pretty cool. Let me show you some other things in here. It's so fun. And it is very niche, Katie. But yeah, like she'll write about just cute little fun things. Like she did a little highlight on a person that makes these like Japanese style books and uses them as like scrapbooks and stuff. So freaking cute. That has been one of my hobbies recently, is just like reading these. Earlier this week, me and my friend Sammy went to the park before work, like in the morning at like 7 a.m. And I brought my little magazine and I read my cute little things. What is this? I don't know what this is. She gave me this. But they also, the reason I thought of it when you said spot the difference, because they have little spot the differences. I don't know where. Let me find it. Page 66. Also, it's like really fun to have a magazine, like a physical magazine. Okay, this is not a spot the difference, but this is like a fun little puzzle game. Sorry, I'm getting really confused as to like which way I should direct this so that you can see it. This is an example of one of the fun games they have. Which hat is Brenda gonna wear to the party? And then they give you like 10 clues to make you narrow down which hat Brenda the zebra is gonna wear. Like also like, okay, Brenda, look at that fit. She is fab. So yeah, that's been one of my favorite discoveries of the year. I actually was thinking about making like a YouTube video on it because I feel like it's a pretty common thing that people feel like they wish that they had like non-phone, non-screen entertainment. And I feel like that's like such a fun little entertaining thing. But I will say the aesthetics are definitely cottagecore, definitely like European cottage core. But it's really fun. Brenda is slaying. Okay, I gotta get back to work. Enough of this chit chat. Oh my god, wait, that's so funny, Katie. I did send you stickers probably. I need to get my shop back open. This is something that is so annoying about me. I have been dragging my feet to reopen. Oh, also, I just realized I've been using the wrong size of this pen. This is something only I would notice. I'll probably go back and make some of these lines a little thicker. But I'll probably do that later. You see that very slight difference in the line thickness between this guy that I just drew and all those guys. That's because I picked the wrong little setting here. Oh well. Yes, please make the video. No, I think that like I will make a video soon. Like I think I will. I can't make any promises. Because I really want to come back to making videos when it's like fully fun. And I think that just means that like sometimes I might have to take like a longer break. Until it feels fun again and I'm inspired again. I think honestly, I'm just kind of like not in an era where I want to be vlogging. Cause like my day-to-day life is not interesting. Okay. I work, and then after work, I do like one activity, and then it's bedtime. And then like I keep going, and I'm totally chill with that. I love that. I'm really happy about that, but it doesn't necessarily make for inspiring vlog content. And also just like, I don't know, after a while with vlogging, I started to feel like a little bit cuckoo. Just from like filming myself all the time. It's like it's a weird experience, you know, to like, it's almost like surveillance on yourself in a way. Like, for example, if there's something that I was doing that felt like, ooh, maybe I should be filming this, I would like make myself stop doing it, go get the camera out, start filming, which is like could be totally chill, but like after a while it like made me feel like I was like my own big brother, you know? And I was doing it to myself. So the good thing about it is I could stop, take a little break. I think I drew that thing on the wrong side of the guitar. Also, this guitar looks the wrong shape. This song slaps. What is this? Still Stardew Valley. We're listening to 10 hours of Stardew Valley. Who's ready to be here for 10 hours? Just kidding. But yeah, Julia, in terms of my plans for the shop and YouTube, I have more immediate plans to open up my YouTube or to open up my shop than I do to make a YouTube video, but that could easily change. Like if I get inspired to make one, I would love to make one. But that's kind of partially why I decided to stream today. Cause I was like, ooh, if I don't have any ideas, like that might keep happening for a while. So maybe a little stream to like dip my toes back in could be fun. And I'm having a great time. So yeah, no immediate plans for like a YouTube video anytime soon, but for my art shop, basically I want to kind of revamp all my product photos, and I also want to put some things on my shop that haven't been on there before. And also I need to get a new, like mailbox, PO box for the return address. And so that's one of the things I need to do. And then I also want to edit all of these photos. And I think I need to like stop doing this thing where I try to use my camera as if I know how to use a DSLR camera. But I did this whole big photo shoot with all the things I've made because I was like, okay, I'm going to do it. I'm going to update these photos, feeling motivated. And then all the pictures came out kind of blurry because I just simply don't know how to use a camera like this. Like I should have just used my iPhone. But I am salvaging all of them. I just need to do like more editing. And just this week, I figured out like the process that I want to do for that. So I finally like have a little bit of motivation, a little wind behind my sail to get my shop back open. Because I do like having that. And I also do have a lot of inventory to sell, ideally, so that I have space to make new things. Because I've had like so many ideas for things I would like to make over the years, and I don't really have like a ton of storage space for those things. So like I would like to sell the rest of the tote bags that I have, and then just like clear out some of the prints and stickers if possible. So that's kind of my immediate plan for the shop. But before I do all of that, I want to like update the product photos and stuff like that. So I just need to get on that. I know that like no one is like holding their breath or anything, but I don't know. I struggle with, I don't know if it's like motivation or what, but I've just been struggling to get things done. Combination of that and also like trying to go easy on myself and give myself a little break. Cause even before I like started YouTube and stuff, I've always just been like a really like high achievement oriented person. And I just like realized that that's not good for me, and it's like not sustainable, and like what am I doing this for, you know? So I've been trying to be a little bit more chill, and as a result things are definitely taking me longer, you know? In an ideal world, I would love if I was like able to be chill and also like productive, but I'm still trying to figure out that balance, TBH. So that's where I am with art shop stuff. Basically, in the past 4 months, the only place I've been like consistently posting and like giving updates on is my little Patreon podcast. And I'm really glad I kept that going, because otherwise I would have like nothing keeping me accountable. And I don't know, as I get to know myself more, I realize that sometimes I need that external accountability in order to actually do things. Like I've wanted to do this stream for like a month now, and I finally just got to the point where I was like, I must schedule it and I must tell people I'm doing this, otherwise I will never do this, and that will be annoying. Oh, we're back on the Stardew Christmas song. Okay. Maybe I should find new music. Yeah, giving yourself grace is real hard for so many of us, and I wish it wasn't that way, but like we really do be so mean to ourselves. It's really easy to be like judgmental and mean, and it's really hard to be like, okay, yeah, like I'm not doing objectively as good as I used to do at these things based on, what am I trying to say? No, that's a bad framing, but it's easy to be like, oh, I'm not doing as well as I used to be doing. Basically, I'm not being as productive as I used to be doing. It's really easy to point fingers to that, and it's really hard to be like, oh, but like there's other ways that I'm still improving and working on myself, and that's equally as valuable. Like I feel like in this past year I've really like grown a lot as a person, but it just like it doesn't always translate to like also like girl bossing and looking really impressive on the internet, you know? The social media of it all. Snappy, oh my gosh, don't worry about me. I am all good. I am all safe in my house. Just haven't been making videos, but I appreciate the comment. I've been getting a lot of comments like that, like, hey girl, are you okay? Because I did kind of just like randomly start ghosting. But no, I am good. Lupita, yes, I feel you. I do the same thing every day. Work, clean, eat, sleep. I also don't have time every day for art. That's been another thing. Like, just going from like, one sec, I gotta adjust my music. It's getting loud. Going from like part-time artist to like full-time artist back to like full-time employed. Just being okay with not drawing all the time. That's another struggle for sure. Katie, yeah, there is this like weird internal pressure to like whip out a camera at all times. And I really struggled with like being like, this is not authentic, like this is weird, but like that's just like how vlogging is. And I started to be like, oh, am I like, I'm just portraying like a version of myself, which is a natural thing that like I think all people do in social settings, you know. It'd be weird if you showed up to work, well, for a lot of us that work in corporate, it would be kind of weird to like show up to work and like be your full self, for example. So like it's good in a lot of cases that we only present like a version of ourselves. But I think I started to feel like really weird about it with vlogging, because I was like, I'm able through editing and like picking and choosing when I film to like really only portray like this one side of me, this one version of myself, my best version. And I don't know, it just like started to feel a little icky. Yeah. I've been like so all over the place with this drawing. I kind of like that process sometimes though, of like going back and forth between different parts. How is she looking? It's silly. It's silly. Oh, Claire Bear. No. It is so hard to just be chill and be cozy. It's like so big when you find like a hobby that allows you to just be chill. Like for me, that's why I love video games, because it gives me something to do that is not productive. That does not give me, you know, a gold star by any means, except for when in Animal Crossing, I feel like I have a cute island. That feels like a gold star. But it's not like traditionally productive. But it can be really hard to like actually figure out what that thing is, and it comes and goes too. Okay, I feel like I'm just like, I need to move to a different part of this drawing. These outfits are gonna be so fun, but also like maybe take so long to draw because they're so bedazzled. I don't know how I'm gonna do the bedazzles. I might honestly do like a thing where I kind of like do one layer of the illustration, see how it looks, and then if I need to add more detail, I'll like go back in, do another layer of line art, do another layer of color, and go from there. This line weight situation is so apparent to me that this guy does not have the same line weight as these guys. So I might like redraw him, but I will not do that right now because I need some time. I need some space to recover. Kat, I do social media too, and personally think we were never meant to see our own faces and bodies this much. It's weird. Yeah. I always say like, I don't think that we were meant to like know what we look like besides to like see our faces in like a puddle or like a river, you know? But like we look at ourselves all the time. Right now, I'm looking at like 3 of myselves. It's weird, but like, I don't know. I also try to like not like totally make it like a bad evil thing. Like it can be like totally like a neutral thing, but I feel like it's like natural that so many of us get like burnt out from it and like weirded out from it. But I feel like YouTube is like still like my favorite form of like social media. I just love like long form videos. But like Instagram and like TikTok, like I go on those apps and I'm like, I love it for like updates from people. I love looking at people's stories, seeing what people are up to. But like when I get into like a doom scroll on Instagram, like I just end up feeling so garbage. I've never heard this song before. It's like a cutscene or something from Stardew. I don't know this one. I don't know where the rest of this duck's body should be. I think he would have more body over there. Okay. Dude, this is shaping up. I'm pumped for this one. Also, for anyone that has like just joined, if you are like, what the heck are you drawing? It's Kiss. It's the Kiss guys. You probably figured it out by now. Sorry, my brain just short-circuited there. I was trying to read too much at once. Katie, you also make social media content too. It's such a trip. Yeah, it's such a trip. Social media is a good tool for creatives, but it's super weird to process that level of self-awareness. That's a good way to put it. Yeah, it's just like hard to process what's going on. And like, I don't know. It's like a lot to process. It's easy to just be like, ooh, this is all bad. But I do think there is like a place for it. And like, as we all know, in order to like do stuff with your art online, connect with people, like you do feel like you kind of have to use it nowadays. Playing games is one of the only things I don't like to record for content, but it's also one of the things I'm able to do the least. Oh, Lupita, no. Your Nintendo Switch needs you, or whatever you game on, it needs you. Just kidding. Sometimes too much gaming can also like not be great, obviously. All about balance. Aw, thanks, Snappy. That's so sweet. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like, especially with like my channel, I felt weird because I was like, oh, I'm like trying to be so authentic on here, but like, can I ever be authentic on this social media platform? Like, is that possible? And then I don't know, when I get into those thought spirals, I need to stop. You guys probably know by now, but I'm a real overthinker. Really good at that. I recently rediscovered the podcast Magical Overthinkers. I only listened to one episode, but I think that name is just so funny. It's called Magical Overthinkers. And you know what? We can be magical while overthinking. But they basically like thought spiral on a podcast. Like they unnecessarily deep dive into something just cause. Okay, that's the exact thing I already had up. Cool. But I was listening to one of their episodes about parasocial relationships, and I thought it was really interesting. Cause I participate in parasocial relationships like all the way. But it's just like so important to remember that they're parasocial, you know? And once again, it's one of those things that's like, for me, really easy to be like, oh, these are bad. I should not engage in them. I don't know. Yeah, I do want to redo that. But I don't know. I don't know if they have to be all bad. I don't think they are necessarily. I think it can be, they can get weird for sure. And I feel like a responsibility, especially on like the creator, to like establish boundaries and stuff. But I feel like, I don't know. Isn't that weird for me to have like my YouTube friends? I feel okay about it. Because sometimes when I'm working my day job and I'm like data entering in a spreadsheet, I wanna have a little buddy with me. I wanna have a little friend. I wanna watch a little Animal Crossing stream. One of those things that like just brings me comfort, you know? Yes, Mags, exactly. Even if you are feeling like you're being authentic, you're also aware that you're recording. Yeah, 100%. I like I actually like kind of forgot about this because it's been so long since I've recorded, but like I have a severe case of like I'll be recording, I'll be like talking, whatever, and I'll just like in the middle of talking be like, what am I saying? What am I even saying? And then I stop. Like I'm judging myself the whole time, which makes it even harder to be authentic. It feels like. These ducks are making me giggle. Okay, but his eyeball, his makeup is so interesting. Okay, work. But something about his face looks a little weird in duck form. Okay, I think I kind of want to get into like coloring this stuff, even if it's just like a first pass. Like I said, I probably will do more line art later. I need to fix the line weight over here, but I think I'm gonna jump into colors. Hee. And I'm gonna duplicate this. We will group it. Oh, okay. That's going to be my little guide. I think maybe for now too, I'll just use the background color that I already have as like a little placeholder. Just so I don't have to like totally redo it. I'll put this up top. Cute. Oh my gosh, we're gonna get into it. Oh my gosh, yeah, Mags. Forcing yourself to sit down and edit. I don't know if you're editing yourself. Forcing yourself to sit down and like watch yourself and edit it is so miserable. I don't know. I used to like not hate it so much, but it can be really not fun to just like watch yourself back and be like, wow, I looked dumb there. No, that's what I do. You shouldn't do that, but it's just so easy to like judge yourself so harshly. Dylan, oh my gosh. Speaking of podcast recommendations, I love the podcast Scam Goddess. I'm so obsessed with that. It's like all the fun of like just a comedic podcast, but also like a little bit of a story with it, which I like. Because in the past, I've been more into like podcasts where people are just like talking. They're just shooting the shit. Like I really like Bald and Beautiful. I also really like Not For Everyone. Love that podcast. That's my friend Jess. She's really cool. I'm so like honored to know her in real life. I love those two podcasts, but those are more like talking, and they'll like have like subjects sometimes. Not Bald and Beautiful, because that's Trixie and Katya, and they're doing whatever they want. But I really love Scam Goddess. It's hosted by Lacey Mosley, who is a comedian, actress, writer, probably, I don't know, super talented. She's on iCarly, like the new iCarly. I haven't seen it, but maybe someone has seen it and knows her from that. But it is basically they're talking about scams, cons, any sort of those types of crimes, which I find really interesting because I do find true crime appealing. I get the hype. I get why people are into it, but I feel kind of icky learning about gruesome details like that, you know? Sometimes I'm like, ooh, why do I find this entertaining? So Scam Goddess is fun because they're not really like gruesome stories, and they make them real funny. Like she always has other comedians on, other like podcasters, and they're always so funny. So highly recommend that one. What other podcasts do I like? Let me open my Spotify. I love talking about this stuff. I love podcasts. Sounds Like a Cult. This one I think is is it still active? Yeah, it is. Oh yeah. They just did an episode on the cult of MAGA wives, the cult of Christian pop music. Basically, it is a podcast where they're talking about like modern day cults that we all participate in. For example, like Starbucks, you could say that has cultish attributes. That one is really fun. I was talking about magical overthinkers earlier. Okay, this is going to be a really off recommendation. And like I could see a lot of people not being into this, but in college, I got into this podcast called Happier by Gretchen Rubin. And she is this like lady that studies happiness and like human behavior. And I don't know if this is going to sound weird, but like she has like a very like motherly vibe. So I think I like listening to her because I feel like it's like an aunt giving me life advice. And she hosts this podcast with her sister. So it's like, I feel like I have two aunties giving me life advice on how to be happier. But I've been trying to get a little bit less into the self-improvement podcast of it all, because I think sometimes I can get like a little bit too into that, and ends up not being really helpful. I also love Stuff You Missed in History Class. I haven't been listening to that as much, but that's one of my faves. I love A Bit Fruity with Matt Bernstein. That one is fun too. Maybe some of you have watched Matt's YouTube videos too. Oh my gosh, Katie, you love Trixie and Katya. Yeah, me too. They're so funny. I actually like had to take a break from them because I like really binged everything they've ever made earlier this year, and I had to like step away for a minute because I was like, okay, I think I'm caught up. I got into this spiral where I was just like watching episodes like anytime I had any sort of free time, which is like dangerous because there's so many episodes, and also they're kind of talking about nothing. Like it's the most like brainless content ever. I want to say that sounds bad, but it kind of is. So I had to take a little break, but I actually just this morning was like, okay, it's time, and I listened to their most recent episode of Bald and the Beautiful. Looks like they're doing like a recap on their season of Drag Race. What's going on here? Something happened. Well, I think I know what I meant. Oh, those colors are all messed up too. What happened? I have this like layer where I have drawn kind of like a rough idea of the colors and stuff. So I'm referencing up here, but something got messed up. Some of the colors are off. Oh well. Yeah, if anyone else has podcast recommendations, feel free to share it. I love finding new podcasts. It's like actually such a treat when you find a new one that you really like. That and YouTube channels. That's so fun when you discover a new person. Beyond the Blinds. It's just pop culture. Sometimes I can't speak English. It's just pop culture. They're really funny. Okay, I think that would be good for me. I feel like sometimes especially when I've been avoiding Instagram like the plague, I sometimes like do not know what's going on with pop culture at all. So maybe that would be fun. Okay, I'm kind of overwhelmed. Where do I start? Where do I start with these ducks? Maybe I start with just like their duck colors and we go from there. So I've been using like more of like a painterly brush, and trying to like do a little bit more in terms of like textures and stuff. So that's what we're going in with now. I'm probably gonna just do a little wash of color first, and then we'll go from there. These guys are gonna be so cool, like the coolest ducks ever. I don't know what that little smudge is down there. We're gonna just cover that up. Dylan, you listen to my podcast? Thanks. My podcast is so funny to me. It's just like an hour and a half of me like rambling and talking about random stuff. My only goal is to make it like entertaining so that if you're doing chores or something, your chores are more fun. So I hope I'm accomplishing that. Hi, AW. Thanks for being here. Yeah, I'm so back. At least for today, I am here. It feels good to be back. I've missed talking to everybody. That's the most fun part of it. Ooh, Katie, they expose a lot of rotted Hollywood stars in the 2000s. That's so funny. They also talk about the EG for Will Smith AI concert videos and laugh about it. I don't know what is going on with Will Smith. Is there drama? Have I been living under a rock? Probably. Thanks. Honestly, AW, you're probably onto something, and I've been thinking about like, ooh, maybe I should just get someone else to edit my videos for me, or at least help me. I haven't even gotten to the point where I have footage where I'm like able to show it to another human, you know? I need to work through that on my own time. I just like watch what I film and I'm like, oh my God, someone else cannot see this. Like, I don't know. The editing process feels so vulnerable to open up to another person, but like I probably should do that. That could probably be really helpful. So I've been thinking that I'm gonna make these guys like human colored, and I don't know if that's gonna be like really weird. We'll see. I'm gonna just leave this on like a separate layer, and then we'll address it later. But I think I want to do their I really want to get to their face paint. That's like really what I want to get to, but I want to make myself do like all the colors first. I've been trying to like actually listen to like drawing advice and not just like do it my way, because I tend to get really in the weeds with my illustrations like before it's really like necessary. That's why I'm trying to kind of like move a little bit fast today. You cannot see what I'm doing at all. For some reason, things on the iPad show up that do not show up on the screen. So if it looks like I am painting nothing, I am coloring their faces white. You just can't really see. Okay. Snay, you get excited when I post a podcast? Heck yeah. Okay, I'm glad to hear it. Sometimes I'm like, should I keep making these? Like, is this like necessary? And no, it's not necessary, but I will keep making them because it is fun. How should I do this? Should I have separate layers? We'll make that like their face paint layer. I like want to say like a little bit organized with this. Oh. 'Cause I tend to need separate layers for things as time goes on. Okay, I feel like this music is repeating. I'm gonna go find something else for us to listen to. But I hope it doesn't kick me off of my... Maybe we'll just listen to the whole soundtrack. I just hope it... Okay, I'm still on Mig's YouTube Premium. Let's go! Now we're listening to different Stardew music. Mitch, for any science nerds, I recommend Ologies, Shortwave, and Science V's podcasts. Ooh, you know, maybe I should try like a science podcast. I do love science. But like the few times I've tried to listen to science podcasts, I was trying to listen to like stuff that related to my work. So I was listening to like energy focused stuff. Which is interesting, but like it can get really into like the policy of it all. It's not like interesting, fun science facts. It's more like, oh no, this bill just got passed and it's gonna screw all the stuff up for energy. Anyone see that Hank Green video that was talking about electricity about to get really expensive? It's a bummer. Big bummer. Oh, okay. Here's the Will Smith tea from Katie. He posted AI made videos showing a really enthusiastic crowd and it was all AI. Oh no. That's so sad. Will Smith also like, he could have hung up his Will Smith hat a while ago. Like there's no shame. You don't need to like do all that. That is not a good use of AI, in my opinion. Probably took a ton of electricity and data center space for him to make that silly little video. I'm like so I'm so behind and not caught up on AI. Like I just don't know like why I would want to use it in my daily life, so I don't. But sometimes in my work it comes up and people are like, if you're not using AI, you're gonna get left behind. So I don't know. Maybe I need to get on the train, but for the most part, I feel like people that I know in my real life, like sometimes they'll use AI to make like silly memes and stuff, and I'm like, okay, I don't need that. Or like some people are like, yeah, I use it to like write my emails and stuff. But I don't think that would work for me, like with the kinds of emails I have to write for work. I just don't see that working for me. Kristen, I really hate hearing people casually talk about using AI images. Yeah. The casual use of like, oh, let me generate this thing. I mean, I feel like maybe not everyone is like aware of the impacts and implications, and like I totally was not for a long time. I was like, I don't really know. This just seems like a tool that like is inevitably gonna get used by everyone, so like what's the big deal? But it's really not. I think it's just like it's expanding so quickly before like I don't know, like we're not thoughtfully incorporating it into our lives and into the way we work and stuff. Like it's so not thoughtfully done right now. Corporate and AI, I know the feeling. Yeah, it's like really weird, especially because like I work for a small nonprofit. I thought that they were gonna be like, we are not using this garbage, and like we work in the energy efficiency industry, so like, and data centers for AI are like really not great. Take a lot of energy, a lot of water. But yeah, like people at my work do use it, which I don't know. Maybe they are using it in like a responsible, thoughtful way. But yeah, I was talking to one of my friends recently who was saying that like his job, he can now like make an like design an app using AI in like no time at all, and it used to take like a person like a full like month to do. Like that used to be someone's job. It's like app development, I think. Ladies at work bought AI window clings to decorate our desks. What were they? Why? Yeah, people like think that like AI images are like real funny. Like I was talking to a friend the other day, and like one of her friends made like a very niche meme of a dog for her using AI to make it look like it was her dog. And I was like, okay, like I guess that's funny, but like there was probably another way to communicate that, not using a generated image. I don't know. Seems a little goofy. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Katie, it's all cursed. I kind of agree. I was watching I've been watching Ted Lasso with my boyfriend, and I don't know, I need to like look into it, but the scenes where they're playing soccer look so AI generated. Like they kind of just look like they're from a video game. So maybe it's more like they had to animate it, CGI it or whatever. But like part of it looks a little like eerily AI-ish to me, which is a little, I don't know, gives me the creeps a little bit. Badly photoshopped memes are always funnier than AI memes. I agree. I so agree. I've been recently getting really into Pinterest memes, which like I have heard that AI has touched down in Pinterest in a major way. I feel like I haven't seen that as much, but I love the actual memes on there. It's funny. Sometimes you just need to go on Pinterest and like forget about the rest of the world and just like laugh at little funny funny things. That's basically all I use it for anymore. Yeah, AI art is sad. It's just like, yo, that's the thing that like makes us humans interesting, is that like we make art, and like art is a expression of ourselves. Why would we let AI do that? You know? I will say, I feel like in the past I've been kind of ignorant to kind of the downsides of it and how it impacts actual human artists too, but it's really not great. It's really not great. And like probably all our stuff at this point has been used to train the algorithms or whatever. Shoot, before I know it, there's gonna be like Etsy listings of anything you could ever imagine, but with ducks. And then what then? What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do with all my free time that I used to draw ducks? Just kidding. I'll keep doing it, even if AI tries to take my niche. What am I saying? Lupita, no, your Pinterest is full of AI. Dude, I'm probably getting fooled by it. I need to probably like work on my AI detection skills, because it probably is all over my feed too, and I just don't know. I heard that it's like to the point where you kind of just need to look at like small details in whatever you're looking at to like confirm if it's AI or not. Like look at the hands or whatever. Zoom in on the background. I just did not draw his hair. I like just stopped drawing it. Okay. That's the problem with my chaotic approach. Sometimes I just forget little pieces. Have to come back to them later. Boom, boom, boom. That looks weird. Sure. These guys just kind of have like poofy hair, like poofy permed hair, I think. So I'm trying to get that across. I think I'm zooming in too much. I do that all the time when I'm drawing. I zoom in and then I'm like nitpicking before it's like time to nitpick. There's a time and a place to nitpick with illustration. It's not at this stage. I like this brush a lot because of all the little textures that happen. Like it overlaps a little bit and it gives a really nice look, I think. But I'm definitely going to go back in with another layer on all of this. So this is just layer 1, which is why I shouldn't be so precious about it. Come on, get it together, girl. Hey, I can never take your niche, Gabby. Thanks. A niche is all a girl can have at this point, right? I used to like really be like, this is so embarrassing, but I used to like actually like watch a lot of videos about like how to become like a successful YouTuber and how to make a niche and stuff. But I think I've kind of given up on that for the time being. But I think, I mean, in terms of drawing, I've definitely made myself a little niche. It's definitely really very one of a kind. Don't see many people doing this kind of stuff. Dude. There's AI crochet. Mags, that's terrifying. What do you mean? I guess it's just an image of the crochet, but like you can't actually like hold the thing. You would think that like an art form that literally requires like physical objects would be safe. But no. I also recently on YouTube and probably other platforms too, I've been getting like really strange AI ads. Or at least they seem very AI. Has anyone gotten the robotic panda ads? I've been getting these ads and it's for a like robot panda, stuffed panda. And they claim that the robot panda will be more helpful to your mental health than therapy. That is the claim of the ad. And I was talking about it at work, thinking it was just like a random tidbit. And one of my coworkers was like, oh my gosh, I get that too. So apparently it's like a thing. And then I think I got like another version of it. It wasn't panda. It wasn't AI panda, but it was a different stuffed animal that was going to help you with your woes, apparently. I hate fake crochet. Okay, so fake crochet is a thing. That's really wild. Wait, going back to the window clings. Kristen is saying they're AI Easter bunnies in the spring. Like, you could have just gone onto Google Images, found a non-AI Easter bunny, and printed it out if you're just trying to decorate your cubicle at work. Like, we don't need to be generating images to decorate our cubicles. Bye, AW. Enjoy dinner. Oh my gosh, you must be like in Europe time. Enjoy dinner. Oh, there's a ton of drop shipped Temu crochet and it's being sold. That's terrible. So they're mass producing crochet now to go to like craft fairs and stuff. Hopefully not craft fairs, but I could see that happening at like bigger conventions where they're maybe not like screening for that as much. But you would think that like, okay, if people are going to drop ship, they're going to do that, but you would think it would not make its way to like in-person events where people are like under the impression that what they're buying is handmade, presumably by the person that's selling it, since that's usually how it goes. That's kind of wild. What kind of conventions or events, I wonder? Okay, we're almost done with the hair. Time to lock in. I just want to get through the face paint. That's my goal now. Not gonna lie, I like just did all of this in terms of like the sketching for this piece. Like I've just been doing it like last night and this morning, so I do feel like I need to like put this piece on pause soon so I can like come back to it with fresh eyes. I feel like that's really important. And like I was saying earlier, I'm kind of on a time crunch with all of these illustrations, so I want to like make a good amount of progress, but I also need to like build in time for myself to take a pause and come back to things so I can like see it with fresh eyes, you know? Realize. You saw a big booth at Anime NYC? That is really sad. Yeah, it is probably made by people that are not getting paid well or treated well. And then when you show up with your crochet, people are like, oh, why is it expensive? Yeah. Yeah, I feel for the handmade artists. Is that the way you say it? People making handmade stuff like crochet, ceramics. Like with illustration, you kind of can upscale things without too much additional effort. Like if you're making stickers and prints. But with crochet, it's like that's like so much manual labor, so many hours of your time. And if anyone's ever crocheted anything in their lives, you would think that they could appreciate why your stuff is expensive, because you put a lot of time into it. And it also takes a lot of skill and talent. Like that stuff is not easy. But yeah, it's so easy for people to be like, I'll get the cheaper version. I want to make this a little darker, I think. Yeah, I even went to like Renegade recently, the craft fair. They're actually in Chicago again this weekend. I'm going tomorrow. But some of my friends that were there with me were like, oh my gosh, like everything is so expensive. And I was like, well, yeah, I mean, a lot of these people have like, this is their full-time business. They've traveled from across the country to bring their goods here. Like that's so much work. But I think in my opinion, it's a really fun and enjoyable way to spend your money to support small businesses and stuff like that. Every time I go to a craft fair, I spend like $200 and I'm like, oh, I always walk in thinking like, okay, I'm gonna spend $100. And then I go to one booth and I spend $50 and I'm like, oh no. Happens to me every time. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. Oh yeah, dude, all the non-US based artists trying to sell stuff to the US must be terrible. I've been like pretty much inactive in terms of my art shop for the entire existence of the tariffs, and I've been blissfully unaware of like what the actual dollars and cents implications are. Because I mean, I think a lot of us get stuff manufactured in other countries, and now all that stuff is going to be really expensive. I've been seeing like a lot of artists being like, okay, I'm like only making prints and stickers now, like no more manufacturing stuff abroad for now, which is sad, especially for people that's like a main part of their business. Like that's more than sad, that's like scary. That's your livelihood, and it takes so much work to like build all that up. Oh, I'm starting to see the vision. Okay, their skin color, their feather color is looking really weird to me. I envision them being like a beige duck, like a brownish. I think maybe it's too saturated and not dark enough. That looks a little better, I think. The world, us, or wait, the world, parentheses, US, is not doing great, but at least there's silly art. Yeah, exactly. I feel like that's the point that a lot of us get to. At least there's some silly stuff. I mean, why do you think I'm doing this, you know? Sometimes you just gotta forget about the world and make some silly art. Gotta recharge those batteries. Okay, their feather color is still looking weird to me, but we're gonna move on. Let's give these guys some fits. The color palette is easy, at least. I feel like I should use... I wonder if I should make all of their stuff a little bit bluish, or maybe a little bit orangish would make more sense. We'll see. Mitch, I so agree. It's so easy to drop like $200-300, but it's so fun. It's so fun to bring back a haul from like an art craft fair. So fun. I fear tomorrow I need to like have some self-control because I just went to Renegade like a month ago and now I'm going again tomorrow. So I need to not clear out my bank account. Adriana, yeah, I still use Procreate. I love Procreate so much. I think it's such a steal. It's like what, $10 one time? And it's been working great on my new iPad. I've been liking the little like features with the new Apple Pencil or the Apple Pencil Pro. I do think it's a ripoff. I couldn't use my old one with this iPad, but Apple gonna Apple. But yes, I still use Procreate and I love it. Although recently I've been kind of messing around with different, more like graphic design tools. I was trying to learn Figma for a while because honestly, I got really inspired by this magazine that I've been into. I was like, what if I made a magazine? That'd be so cool. So for a while I was messing around with that idea in Figma, which is a fun tool. It's definitely more advanced. Like I feel like it'll take me a while to learn it. I don't like the way I drew this over here, but I'm gonna just use it for now. I'll use these lines and then I'll fix them later. Can anyone name this Stardew song? Like where it plays in the game? Do I use CMYK color palette or RGB? Right now I'm using CMYK. Honestly though, the whole CMYK versus RGB debate gets me real confused. If you're like, what the heck are you talking about? RGB and CMYK are two different like color profiles that you can use in Procreate and other softwares, I'm sure. Like Photoshop and stuff I know has it. And basically it's like a different way that displays can display colors. But for like printing, the printer I use for these, for the calendars recommends making your file in CMYK, which is what most printers use. What does it stand for? I was gonna make it up. I don't know what it stands for, but it's the kind of ink that like printers use is CMYK, and then RGB is more of like the colors that a display can show, like what our iPads and phones use is RGB. So I usually do CMYK, but then recently I've seen a lot of people be like, you don't need to do that. Just convert it later and it'll look better. Like your colors will show more vibrant. Because for example, like if I were to color pick like this red, it might not show up because it's hard to kind of tell, but oh. It's actually really hard to tell, but sometimes I'll color pick image, something from like an RGB image and start drawing in CMYK. And I'm like, this looks so muddy. It's just like not as vibrant. And specifically, I think like reds are hard. Like you can kind of tell with my color wheel here, like the little violet strip is really small. And then like over here, it kind of struggles to make a true red. So anyways, I'm confused with color profiles, but I've just been continuing on using my CMYK. And hopefully it'll turn out good. I feel like it worked well for the calendar last year, so I remain hopeful. Nancy, I think you're right. I think it's saloon music. That's what I was thinking. Scallion, but okay, Scallion Battalion is an amazing username, first of all. But also congrats on opening your shop soon. That's so exciting. Do you have like a website or are you doing Etsy? What's the vibe? Ooh, Dylan, you're thinking of doing Inktober. Yeah, I saw the other day that Peachtober prompts are live. That's like a month away now. It's like time to start thinking about it. I've never done it personally, but for other people, it's time to start thinking about it. I think my Inktober will be finishing this calendar. That's going to be my version. But the Peachtober prompts look really cute. What are the Inktober prompts like? Probably also, well, probably less cute. Probably more like cool. Inktober's cool. Peachtober's cute. Ooh. This is the wizard music. Yeah, Jade, I hear conflicting things. I feel like what I usually end up doing is consulting the printer that I am going to use. Like each printing service in my experience has been different. Some places are like, just let us know if you used RGB when you drew this and we'll convert it. And some people are like, you need to send us CMYK files. And then some people don't say anything about it. But it seems like in general, what some people are saying is like if you draw it in CMYK and then it's going to print in CMYK, you might end up with more dull colors than if you drew it in RGB and then it prints in CMYK. I think that's what people are saying. But like I said, I don't really get it. Any guesses on how long this is going to take me? How many hours am I in? Okay. 6 hours already. That's fine. I did spend a pretty long time in the sketch phase for this one. Because like I said, I don't have like one reference image for this. And also like I have no reference for the poses of these guys. Like I'm just kind of winging it. I think I do all the black on one layer, all the silver on one layer, all the face paint on one layer. Okay. Let's go. Bum, 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 bum. Okay, Adriana is spitting facts. CMYK makes the colors more vibrant. If you print in RGB, the colors will not be as vibrant as they were on your iPad. Okay, I lied. Literally, don't listen to me. That kind of makes sense though. Like if you're drawing in the color profile that it's going to get printed in, you can actually see what it'll look like. So you won't get any surprises when it actually prints. That makes sense. Dun, dun, dun. Scallion Battalion. I live in the UK, so if anyone's from the UK, please check me out. Heck yeah. Hi Christy. Oh my gosh, we have so many new peeps here. Hey everybody. Thanks for joining. Christy, I'm liking streaming. I just really wanted to like hang out with people and chat, and I'm like really bad at like Instagram DMs. I like haven't made a YouTube video in a while, so I was like, this will be a good way to reconnect with people, and it has been really great. I've been loving it. It's been fun. I was really nervous to start. And also I need to figure out my streaming settings because my video quality is not great, but that's okay. Gives us something to work on for next time, right? Winging it, duck pun. Okay, Mags, I see you. I see you with the duck puns. I love a pun. I know that's like not cool, but I do love a pun. I love a dad joke. I love a pun. Ooh, Dylan, you might try Peachtober instead. Yeah, I feel like they're just different vibes. Like the Peachtober prompts looked very like, I don't know, just like cutesy. I don't know what the Inktober prompts are like, but yeah. Wow, I can't believe I've been working on this for 6 hours. That's literally just like been since last night. Hilarious. But let's see, we're on the 3rd of 12 illustrations for this. It's September. So once I finish this, let's say I finish this in the next couple of days, I'll have 3 weeks of September plus October and November to really finish the whole rest of them. 9 more illustrations. Hopefully I get a little faster. Hopefully I get a little faster as I go. Honestly, I don't know what my plans are for like streaming consistently. I've been kind of allergic to committing myself to doing things consistently recently, which is like, I don't know, kind of weird for me, but I think it's good for me. I've like I've been saying, I've just been historically like very trying to be like a high achiever and like do a lot of things all the time. And recently I've just been really enjoying like taking things slow, not putting too much pressure on myself. So that's kind of not an answer at all, but I think that's why I'm like I don't have any plans to stream consistently, because I'm like, what if I just don't feel like it one day? You know, I want to like give myself the chance. So I think I'm just gonna do it where when I want to stream, I'll just kind of like announce it like a week before, kind of like how I did this time. I think it could be nice. I'll have to look at my calendar. It could be nice to like do a few more streams this month. It would help me to kickstart this project. And also like I feel like it'd just be fun to like get some streams up on the channel. It also gives like people that aren't here the chance to like watch the replays later. I love watching VODs because when I am in a stream, I lurk. I'm a big lurker. So why am I working on this part? It's like literally not what I said I would do. But yeah, I think it could be fun to do a few more streams this month. And then in end of September, early October, I'm kind of be MIA. I have a trip, so yeah, I would have to like take a little pause from it, but I'm still going to be working on illustrations while I'm on my trip because I need to. I'm going to be like in vacation mode, but also like putting in that work every single day. But yeah, my whole like, I don't know, plan with YouTube and streaming and everything is like so wishy-washy right now. I like don't have plans, which is kind of weird. Dude, Jade, you're so right. I used to do like the color drop method with drawing, and like honestly for this one maybe I should try that. Let me see if it works. This is what I usually do. Reference my line art layer, and then I just go up. Let me color pick this because it'll be a little lighter, and then I hit continue filling. Yeah, low-key, like, this is so much faster. Should I just do this? I might do this for the rest of the first layer. I forgot that I can do that. Thanks, Jade. Because I do like the texture that this brush gives, but like I am gonna go in with multiple layers on top of all this, so I don't really think that the texture matters too much at this point. We're speed running. Whoa. Okay, I'm noticing all these like new features. When I hover my Apple Pencil, right now I'm hovering, there's that little dot. Oh, little dot. That's cool. That's a cool feature. Oh, I'm missing a bunch of colors here. I am lolling at how much faster I'm going right now. I could have been doing this the whole time. The more you know. Okay. We will do the instruments in their own layer as well, but I really want to get to the face paint. That's like really what I'm wanting to get to. I'm making myself wait to do it though, so that I don't skip the other things. We're almost there. I can feel it. The music is picking up and I'm making progress. Let's go. Hi, Snoopy. Probably didn't say that right. Thanks for being here. Snopey. Maybe I did say that right. Let me know. Hey, what's going on here? Right, like how I said I was going to color drop and then I just stopped doing it. Let me try it again. Sometimes my line art is not clean enough to make it work. But it looks like we're good. Guitar. Does anyone know anything about this band? Because I don't. I need to like listen to a podcast or something about them while I work on the rest of this later. Feels weird to like not know anything about the subject matter. I know they sing I Want to Rock and Roll All Night and Party Every Day. And they got their makeup and the one guy is like, ah, that's his thing. Ah. I still think that their feathers look so strange. I promise it looks less strange here on my end. I think they're just too saturated. Like actual ducks don't come in these colors. So Anna, hi. Oh my gosh, you were thinking about me? Stop. That's sweet. That's funny. The universe just knew that I was streaming and wanted you to be here. Oh shoot. Okay. No idea what this music is. I might skip this. Oh, we're getting to the most replayed part of the video. What song is this? Pretty. Okay, there we go. I don't know what that song was. It was a little quasi. I can't wait to draw this super reflective drum. I know it's gonna be really hard. And for now, I think I'm just gonna make it black. Why is it green? I don't know. I just work here. Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna worry about that right now. And then his guitar is also highly reflective. Okay, that will be fun to draw too. And I'm not gonna worry about it right now. Also, I like leaving things for future me to figure out. Keeps it interesting. Interesting? Never said that word like that. Interesting. Do you ever just like talk different when you're recording versus when you're in real life? I think I'm like late in life developing a little bit of like speech problems. And it's bleeding into my real life. Like often at work, I will just start a sentence and get totally tongue-tied and have to restart. Not super proud about that, but yeah, that's been happening. This song slaps. Tia's coming in with the knowledge. Kiss was a rock band from the glam rock era. Absolutely. I see it. From the 70s, surprisingly didn't translate well into the 80s hair metal. They had a resurgence in the 2000s due to pop culture references, specifically from kids media. Wait, Gene Simmons is problematic. I know that name. Which guy is he? Does anyone know? Which one is Gene? If I were to guess, it might be him. I feel like I need to listen to some Kiss. Yeah, I can't say that like I really listen to their music or know anything about them. I should probably have done like background checks to make sure I'm not like glamorizing unsavory characters. That's okay. We can talk about it And that does a little bit of something. At least we can talk about Gene Simmons being problematic. I'm scared. What did he do? Should I stop? Should I cancel the drawing? That is kind of surprising that they didn't translate well into the 80s. But maybe people were like, ooh, their look is tired and tacky, you know? It's definitely, it evokes emotion when you look at them. But it's interesting. I feel like I remember Kiss from the early 2000s. Like, I thought that they were early 2000s, but appears not. Okay, is this music a little loud to anyone? Or just me? Yes, it's the third member. Well, problematic duck. Canceled. Just kidding. I will do my research into what he did at a later time. We don't need to discuss. He doesn't deserve it. Why is this giving me so many issues? I'm getting really confused. I think my brain is starting to like short circuit from drawing so much in the past like 12 hours. I'm getting confused. No, I'm determined to get to the face makeup. We're gonna do it. We're gonna get there. I'm just gonna make all this the same color and come back to it later. Stop. Stop it. Okay, whatever. I'm like wasting time. What? Okay. Let me take a deep breath. Let me recollect. I don't know why I was just freaking out there. Almost lost my cool for a minute. Okay, let's give them their little accessories. Their little chokers. I was like messing around with different ways to do the transition from their white face makeup down to their little feathered bodies, but I think the choker approach will be good. And eventually I will make them all like different colors, but for now, they've got chokers. Okay, let's do the face paint. I'm so excited. Like, okay, glam. It's so glam. Oh my gosh, we just can't stay away from plagiarism. He had a son who was caught plagiarizing art from Bleach for his comic. He criticized rap music, saying it's not a real genre. What do you have to say? What do you have to say for yourself, Gene? Well, that's baloney garbage. Why is he feeling threatened? That's like so lame when like famous artists start attacking other artists. Like, have you forgotten what it was like to not be famous? Like, are you that out of touch that you need to start having like bad hot takes? Also, sometimes I'm like, you've made it. Why not just like be quiet? Be quietly problematic in your personal life. But I don't know. If they want to expose themselves, I guess that's all right too. Okay, we will need to figure out, or maybe we don't. Maybe it looks good. I think it'll look good once I add more texture to like their face paint. So let me try it out on this guy. Do a little test run. I don't know what kind of colors they'll have, but I feel like they'll need some sort of texture. Ooh, you can't see this at all. That's so funny. For some reason, light colors on my iPad are having a really hard time translating into the screen share. What? Oh. Anyone else have the hardest time ever pulling down the freaking thing on the iPad that lets you adjust brightness, or is that just me? Okay. I was going to try to adjust it. Just going to move on. Okay, you actually can't see it at all, but I am adding some dimension, and I think that's going to help the makeup pop. I think I'm going to do like a whole test run on this one duck. Because if it's just like all black and white, I feel like it's going to look real flat, and I've been liking to add like texture to things recently. I find that fun. Hi, Stephanie. Hi, Elle. Thanks for coming. Monet, how do you get the cursor to look like that on Procreate? Wait, what does the cursor look like? Is it doing something? Oh, it's doing like the little outline of your brush. It's definitely in the settings. Let me see if I can find it. Preferences. Oh, I think it's just brush cursor. Yeah. Oh, 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 oh. Under the gear, preferences, brush cursor. Whoa, when I hover over stuff, it does that little animation. How fun. What is the left-handed interface? Oh. It's the exact same. Okay. Okay. Wow, you guys can't see the textures at all. They're not showing up at all. That's lame. I swear they're there. I'm not just not drawing. I'm doing things. I swear. I should probably be referencing an actual photo here. I'm just kind of guessing. Not showing up at all. Okay. And then I think I also need to add a lot of depth to the hair. And then I think I'm going to keep the face makeup a little lighter so that you can see it in contrast to the hair. I'm thinking really like messy with this part would be cool. Jenny, hi. Hi, Chase. Oh my gosh. Thanks for coming, guys. This is so fun. I was like, oh my gosh, I might not have anyone here and I'll just have to talk to myself. Trust me, I could do that, but I don't know if it would be very fun to watch. So thanks for coming and chatting, guys. This is so fun. And if you're watching this later on YouTube, you know, feel free to leave a comment. Chat in the comment section. I'll be checking that. Because I don't have much action going on online right now, so I'll be looking. Ooh, that looks kind of cool. I kind of like the reddish reflections that are happening. I did not do that on purpose, but I think that looks good. And then I'll need little highlights too in his hair. They are so glam. Bow, bow, bow. Hi, Mari. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but hi. OMG. Ooh, Tia, you use the left-handed interface. Oh, it's going to change where the brush settings are. Wait, I want to try that. I'm a lefty, so like you would think. But no, I feel like this would be worse because, yeah, now I'm going to smudge it. So I feel like they've got it backwards. Yeah, that would be worse for me. I want the brush. I want the brush stuff to be over there. Interesting. Boom. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, I totally could do longer bangs. You're right. His bangs go like all the way to his eyeball. But then I feel like you lose the star. And I wanna see it. So I gave him a little micro bangs. But you're right. I probably am gonna like get to a stopping point here. Not like right now, but today I'll get to a stopping point and then I'm gonna look at it tomorrow and I'll probably like see a bunch of things I want to fix and tweak. But for now I'm just trying to get the vision out of my head and get a version down so I like know what I'm doing here. Am I on the right layer? Yes, I am. Okay, it's looking real zebra stripe right now. But I like this guy. I like Star Guy. I hope he's not problematic. Another thing I was thinking of like doing with this that could be fun with the face makeup is like make their beaks different colors, because these two guys are rocking like red lip, but they're rocking like black lipstick. So would it be crazy to like put lipstick on a duck? Is that like a wild thing? I don't know. Let's see. I might hate it. Gosh. I guess that just looks like a beak color. Just looks like a red beak. But that could be cool. They don't need to have orange beak. And then let's try like Mr. Problematic Gene Simmons. Gets like black beak. It's a little too dark. Honestly, that kind of goes hard. I think I kind of need to do that. Huh. That's funny. I don't know if I'll do it over the orange like this or if I'll just remove the orange underneath. But that's pretty funny. Oh, wait. Oh, Tia, I was misunderstanding you. You have it the way I have it. Okay. Oh, thanks, Rama. I think they are really cute. I've taken like what is... I wouldn't really call these men cute. And I feel like I've made them pretty freaking cute. I'm really excited for this guy's makeup. I think that's my favorite makeup. Because like, what? It looks very very cat-like. Adriana, I do still use custom brushes, but like I don't make them. I don't know how to do that. I use the Max U gouache flow brush. That's what I've been using for everything. But honestly, like I was looking at this finished piece and I was like, I don't really know if that's like the brush I need to be using. Like, I don't know. I guess it does give like interesting textures, but I feel like I could probably use other brushes to achieve similar textures because I've done so many layers on most of it that like the original like texture of the brush doesn't fully come through. So I don't know. I'm still kind of trying to like figure out what I like always figuring out what I like. But yeah, I feel like all the textures that I achieved were like more because of layering and less because of the brush. But yeah, it's just been like a lot of, I've been trying to experiment, and honestly I just go back to the same brushes all the time. When I use new brushes, they always like do too much, like more than what I want them to do. So I feel like I just stick to what I know usually. Oh. Boom, boom. Oh gosh. Okay, I thought my stream froze for a second. We're still here. Claire, I'm right-handed and have it on the left hand interface too. Oh, don't be scared to use Procreate. It's fun. It's really fun. But yeah, I feel like for learning Procreate, it did take me a really long time. I would recommend honestly like not getting too in the weeds of like the custom brushes, well, I don't know, if you want to like mess around with animation, like totally do that. But I feel like for me, I just really started using it like a very simple tool. Like I just found the brushes that I like to use and I just like drew stuff on it. And then eventually I would be like, oh, how do I do that thing? And I feel like I don't use all the features of Procreate, just like just some of them, and that's good enough. But yeah, you can definitely get in the weeds and it can definitely get overwhelming. So I feel you on that. This is turning out so funny. Okay, where did the face paint layer go? You know what? I think I want the face paint to be on a separate layer. We're going to copy and paste that. Maybe I'll actually name this face paint. Actually, you know what? It's makeup. Just because it's on some guys. Why am I calling it face paint? Pew, pew. There we go. We're organizing. Look at us. Bye, Katie. Oh my gosh. Thanks for coming. Have a nice day. You rock. I'll check my Instagram messages too to see what you sent me, because I know we were chatting about that earlier. Have a nice day. Thanks for coming. Okay, is the Stardew Valley music still slapping, or do we need to change it? What's the vibe? My other offering is Animal Crossing music, because I think I can play that without getting copyrighted. But Concerned Ape is my safe space. I just feel like that man is not gonna copyright any of my stuff. That's why I like to play it. Do you ever use Adobe Illustrator? Yes, I have in the past. I think I've only used it. No, I used Fresca. I might still have it on my iPad. Looking real empty on here. Oh, wait. Yeah, Adobe Fresca. I've used Adobe Fresca when I needed like vector art files, whatever. That's the only time. I've never used Adobe Illustrator. Honestly, I like Adobe Lightroom a lot. I use that on my phone for editing photos. But otherwise, I don't want to pay a subscription. Like, I'm so down to like buy your software once, but the subscription model really bothers me with Adobe, so I just don't use any of their stuff. Especially with like the way I am, I'm so like hot and cold with like what I'm doing at any given time. So like, I guess I could just cancel the subscriptions, but I just don't like the principle of like needing to continue to pay, especially when like there's stuff like Procreate where you buy it once and you don't have to pay. But I'm sure there's like a lot of cool features on there. Like I know with editing, oh, Jade, you don't even hear the music. Honestly, I probably made it pretty soft. I could probably bump it. What was I saying? I talk too much. Oh, I was gonna say with video editing software, I know like a lot of people use Adobe for that. What is it called? Adobe something, Adobe editing. I've used it before, but like, and like it has so many useful features that make editing so much faster, but like I just don't like paying for it. But then like sometimes when I was editing more videos, I'd be like, oh my gosh, I'd be saving so much time if I was using Adobe's version, because like whatever I would be doing manually, I could just like do it quickly. But I don't know, I feel like Adobe like can they can just do whatever they want. They're like Apple. They can do whatever they want. They don't care. They don't care about my complaints. Okay, I'm glad we're still vibing with the Stardew music. Ugh, what am I doing? This is... Oh. Never mind. I thought I was messed up the layers. I'm not messing it up. Okay, carry on. The fact that I'm live and you guys can see how I talk to myself. Scary. No edits. Just vibes. Okay. I'm seeing the vision. I'm seeing it. He's seeing it too. How do I do his little silver nose? That's like so fun. But like ducks don't have little nose. So I think I'm just gonna pretend. That's really funny. I know I'm getting like way detailed with this part, but this is the part I'm most excited about, so I'm gonna do what I want. Adriana, I'm glad you think it's a vibe. I feel like it's a vibe too. I love watching live streams. Actually, like I want to expand my live stream repertoire. My live stream repertoire. I feel like I only watch like a couple of people. But like for me when I'm working, sometimes like a full YouTube video is like a little overwhelming. It goes so fast. So stream can be like a nice thing to throw on in the background, but like not too overwhelming, not too distracting. Same with podcasts. I'm having a really good time drawing their hair. I feel like this is the hair like I wanted for a really long time. I wanted like a medium shag with like messy bangs. So I feel like that's why I'm like able to draw it. Any other illustrators just like only draw the hair that they want to have? Or is that just me? Ooh. Like anytime I want to change my hair, like dye it a color or something, I can tell based on what I've been drawing. Like before I had blue hair, I started drawing people with blue hair. And I was like, wait, I think I want this, like in my real life. This is turning out cute. Bye, SBO. Oh my God, you have to go to bed. Thanks for hanging out with me before bed. Sleep tight. I hope you have sweet dreams. And I hope this wasn't too scary of an image to look at before. Before bedtime. Thanks for being here. Okay, cute, cute, cute. I like drawing hair. For some reason, in my brain, it's canon that these guys sing, I don't want to miss a thing. But they definitely don't sing that. But I've kind of been like mentally singing that song in my head this whole time. I don't want to close my eyes. Don't want to fall asleep. Anyone here like karaoke? I love karaoke. But not like in public where everyone can hear, like at a karaoke bar. I like a karaoke room situation. Okay, something's looking weird here. Ayo. What's going on your face, dude? I'm also now noticing that his makeup like connects to his mouth. And I did not do that. We'll see. Maybe I'll do that later. I think you get the point. Also, like, I personally did not know what any of their makeups look like until I started pulling reference photos for this. Like, you know it when you see it, but I wouldn't have been able to describe any of their looks off the top of my head. Dude, yes. Private room karaoke. EK, hi. Oh, don't worry. You can watch it back later. At least you're here now. Dude, Adriana, thank you. I used to love the blue hair. Honestly, I just got to a point with it where I was like, I want to wear a white t-shirt again. I want to know what that's like without staining it. So that's kind of why I went back to my natural hair. Well, part natural. I think if I were to do like blue hair again, I would probably do not my whole head. Yeah, give me enough years, time will pass and I'll forget how much work it is, and then I'll probably want it again. Yeah, something about blue hair. It's like so unnatural that I feel like it actually is like really flattering on a lot of people. For a while, I thought I wanted to do red. But once again, just the thought of like staining everything in my life, I just like didn't want to go back to that lifestyle again. Not yet, at least. Okay. I feel like we're getting there. We're really getting there. I'm really happy with the progress we've made today. We went from like just line art, just partial line art, to like a solid rough draft, I would say. This is... What month do we think this should be? The kiss illustration for the calendar. I don't know what like vibes they give me. I could kind of see them at like any time of year, I feel like. Maybe winter, because it's like black and silver. Maybe like... No, not February. I don't know. They don't scream any particular month to me. That's actually like a really fun part of making a calendar to me, is like figuring out what month everything belongs in. I feel like this is more of like a... Actually, I could see them being like a summertime. Like when you think of like a rock concert, like that feels like something that you would go to in the summertime when it's warm and like bang your head to their jams in the summer heat. November is a good month. Yeah, I could see them for November. Like an autumnal vibe, especially with like the red color palette we've got going on. Very autumnal. Mags, you're cooking. December should be All I Want for Christmas, Mariah Carey. I mean, if there had to be one thing that screams Christmas time to me, it is Mariah Carey. Forever the queen of Christmas. Mariah Carey as a duck would be really funny. Yeah, I didn't do like a really Christmassy theme for the calendar last year. I don't know if I'm gonna do that again, because like not everyone is like a Christmas baddie, but I feel like everyone to some degree knows Mariah Carey's Christmas music. Like that spans time and space and culture, right? Okay. I really love his shiny makeup, and I'm gonna have to figure out how to make it shiny on my duck. Trying to think like what the facial structure of a duck is like. They have like really like concave little heads until after their eyeballs, and then they go out. Okay, you're thinking hot summer. The orange background, right? Yeah, it is kind of giving summer. Yeah, what Mariah Carey image would I even do? Let me look. Mariah. We were looking at Animal Crossing characters later. Or earlier. Mariah Carey. What is like a does she have like a oh, like the album cover where she's like in the Santa thing going like like this. That could be really funny. And like I've also been thinking maybe I want to do more types of birds and not just ducks. So like this could be a funny like swan vibe cuz she's giving very long. So maybe like a swan, and that's like the whole, like her whole torso is like the swan's neck. I see the vision. I'm gonna copy this. This is my Amila note board for this project so far. Oop. Paste. Oh, I was thinking about doing a Beyonce Renaissance, but then I'm thinking it's gotta be single ladies. Yeah, this is all the inspo I have right now. I'm thinking, I don't know if enough people will get this, but like to me, this is a very iconic music moment. Claire Berry, you're so right. September could be good for Kiss. Transition to fall. Imagine this, but they're all ducks. Like in their little marshmallow suits. And then there's like, she wouldn't be like a pregnant duck, but it would be Rihanna, a Rihanna duck in all red. I've got Prince. I've got Madonna, Michael. I don't know if like this is iconic to a lot of people, but like this was really iconic to me. But I definitely need to have some Gaga in there. And like their aesthetic here is just so iconic. Nothing else to be said. Also, like, this would be cool. Beychella. But I think for the first one, I need to do Beyonce. Whoa. Beyonce Single Ladies. So yeah, that's what I have so far. I also think it would be fun to reference, like, the fonts that they use. So, like, for the Britney Spears Slave For You month, I kind of want to use this font. Oh, I'm kind of covering it. Kind of want to use this font from Baby One More Time. That's what we have for inspo so far. Oh, Mariah Carey is such a good idea. Thanks for that, Mags. Okay. Let me get back to this. I think I'm gonna wrap up soon. I think we're there. I think I like made enough progress where I'm like really happy with it. I just wanna block in their lipstick. I need their lipstick colors. I'm probably just gonna block this in. I think his red lipstick is pretty iconic, so I think we should give that to him. I think the black lipstick has to be there. Okay, and then for now is like a little cheat sheet. I'm gonna just duplicate this to make it a little bit more. And then I'm gonna make the background color black. So, oh, just kidding, that looks bad. I wanted to fill in all these little gaps by just coloring the background in black. That's what I do a lot, but that did not work. Oh my gosh, yeah, you're so right. Mariah Carey is like doing vocal warm-ups right now. She's defrosting. And Fernie, Ron Swanson from Parks and Rec. That's like a really good idea. That's a really good idea. Like a swan with a mustache. That's really combining a lot of things I like. I love Parks and Rec. I love puns. I love birds. That's so funny. Oh my god. Well, guys, I think we've made it to like a stopping point. This is what this is looking like. If you joined at the beginning, you would know it started as just like black and white with like a little bit of line art. So I think the fact we got here is great. Yeah, woohoo. Yeah. I see the vision. I see the vision. It's just going to take me like 4 or 5 more hours to like execute the vision. Cuz I'm slow. But I feel like we made really good progress. I'm seeing the vision for this for like definitely not spring, probably fall or winter, and maybe summer. We'll just have to see where it shakes out. It could be fun to continue working on all these illustrations on stream, and then we can kind of like document the progress. I've never, well, actually last year I made a video for the calendar, but I feel like realistically, I just need to like do the thing. I just need to like go and do it. So I think live streaming will be like a better bet. So we'll see. I'll keep you posted on if I'm gonna stream again, maybe like next week or the week after. I don't know. We'll see. TBD on that. But yeah, this is where we're gonna end it off here with these ducks looking like that. Curious too. What do you guys think? I think she has to be like spring, summer. The colors are giving spring and summer. The Britney moment. Especially if I use that cutie little font. I think that could be really fun. It's giving June. May, maybe. Maybe I should look up Britney Spears' birth month. I can make it have deeper meaning. And then, I don't know, I kind of feel like Beatles are September. That's what I'm thinking right now, but I would love to hear your thoughts. If you're watching this later on YouTube, let me know. What do you think about what we've got so far? Yeah. That's where we're at. Okay. I'm going to go and shut up and drink some tea, because honestly, talking is a sport. It's an endurance sport, and I gotta go rest my throat. So thank you so much for joining. Thank you if you're watching this later on YouTube. What's up? Thanks for hanging out with me. I hope I entertained you while you did something. Meg, no, you just got here. It's okay. You can watch it later. Thank you so much. Oh, also, I wanted to shout out Mags for being my mod today. Thanks, Mags. Check out Mags Makes on Instagram, okay? We got some real cool crochet happening here. Shout out. Okay, thank you guys so much. I will see you